And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for being here tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internet, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I don't know where to start. First of all, I put out a story just now about the IRS store. About the IRS raiding a gun store in Montana alongside the ATF. And the ATF were the support system for the IRS, which is crazy. And they were both armed, the IRS agents and the ATF agents. We'll get to that in a little bit later. Also, over 1,000 Catholics showed up to Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles to protest the blasphemous LGBT group that mocks Catholic people using religious iconography, the crosses, the nuns, and the priests. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, did you guys see the manager of the Harvard Morgue selling body parts online, stealing from cadavers, from dead bodies in Harvard Morgue that are supposed to be used for medical research, stole from the bodies and sold some of the parts online, faces and all type of, we'll get to that a little bit more. Also, there's a lot of drama happening in New York City with self-defense cases that should not be charged with crimes, but they are being charged with crimes. We got a whole lot to discuss on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And you guys are the best audience anywhere in the world. Thank y'all for being here. Could not do the show without you. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. We got a whole lot going on, and there's quite a few things I've not even put on the main screen yet. We got a lot of video that I've not shown on my regular YouTube channel. A lot of exclusive things we're going to get into. We got to talk about, one more thing. I almost did a video on it, but I just did not have enough time. The Blexit event in New York City, they got moved. Oh, we got to talk about that, because I got some nice video from there. I have amazing video from that particular thing. Now, before we get into anything, you guys, please visit the sponsors. Y'all know how I do all the time. PatriotPost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these internets. Link for them will be in the description. Also, go to my regular website, AnthonyBLogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. For every video that I produce, you can find an article that corresponds with it. So if you want to see exclusive video I can't show on the YouTubes, copyrighted video without my commentary, sources, left, right, independent, straight from the person who said it, whatever you want, it's right there on the website, AnthonyBLogan.com. Again, ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Also, go to the contact page on AnthonyBLogan.com, AnthonyBLogan.com/contact. You can find my email address, my snail mail address, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All that good stuff is right there on my website, on the contact page, AnthonyBLogan.com/contact. And again, I got an email from one of y'all. See, y'all not listening to my warnings. I talk about this every single show. I got an email saying, hey man, I invested in crypto. I trusted you. It's like, whoa. That wasn't me. Okay. ABL does not know anything about cryptocurrency. Clip that, put that on wherever you want to put it. Twitter, Facebook, Insta Snaps, YouTube. I do not know anything about cryptocurrency. Not to invest in. I know what a Bitcoin is, but that's about it. I am not the go-to source for crypto. And the reason why I'm saying that is because somebody said that they thought they were talking to me and they got scammed into buying some crypto, and it's not me. So please, please do not reply to fishy YouTube comments that are talking about get rich quick, who appear to be me or anybody else, because if you get scammed, I can't help you. All I could do is say, my heart goes out to you. You know, all I could do is give you hearts. I can't do a thing else. All right. So please in 2023, going into 2024. Anybody got time for that? If you're ever wondering if you're talking to me or not, go to my contact page. If you are speaking with the email that's not on the contact page, that's not me. There's no phone number on the contact page. The only number you will ever get from me is right there in the ticker at a certain point, and also in the description box. 434-658-1220, and that number only works during the show. So don't get scammed no more. And also, since we're on the weekend of Father's Day, and that's tomorrow, shout out to all the dads out there. You guys enjoy your day. Happy Father's Day. So shout out to you all out there. Have a good Father's Day. Shout out to all the Ryobi drills that are going to be depleted from Home Depot. all the Ryobi 1 sets that are going to be, hey, I can guarantee you, look, if you've not gotten your dad a Father's Day gift yet, and you know he likes to do stuff at home, he likes being in the garage, get him a big bag of them Ryobi 1 tools. It doesn't matter. He might have the Waltz in Milwaukee. He might have the entire Harbor Freight. Shout out to Harbor Freight. He might have all the tools in the world. Get him a big bag of tools. You can't go wrong. Okay. Never have I ever said, gee, I don't want that power drill. Gee, I don't want that circular saw. Go ahead and do it. It'll be a good gift. Home Depot, check it on out for Father's Day. So you guys enjoy your day tomorrow. Have a good one. Absolutely. All righty. They gone? Ryobi 1 thumbs down. Oh, that ain't it. That ain't it. So you guys are fancy. Y'all getting the Milwaukee, huh? Y'all Milwaukee nerds out there. I feel you. I feel you 100%. Oh yeah, that's right. Came my way. Cologne. Absolutely. You could do that. You definitely could do some cologne. But if it's me, if you were to say, hey, ABL, what would you want for like a male-centered gift? Give me some tools. A nice screwdriver set, a Milwaukee nice screwdriver set, like an 8-in-1, 9-in-1 screwdriver, and a tie, nice pair of socks, high quality socks, not no white tube socks. This ain't 1984. Let's not go back down that direction. With the uncomfortable, thick white tube socks, give me some nice dress socks, something I could wear all the time, black or gray, and we're good money. All right. So that's what that is. I shout out to you, Way of the Road. That's a funny comment right there. You guys are hilarious. DeWalt Dad in the house, Milwaukee or Makita? Makita, of course. Craftsman. Not Craftsman. Ew. I'm no tool snob. Whatever gets the job done, it's all good. Unless you're a contractor or something like that, I think at that point it matters. But if you're just doing, DIY around the crib, it don't really matter. Not really. If you go to Walmart and get you one of those hyper tough drills for $10 and it breaks the next day, oh well. I mean, you weren't gonna do nothing but just hang up picture frames and little shelves in your daughter's bedroom, but that's gonna be pretty much it. So I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. We got quite a few things to get into tonight. We got a lot of videos. That's right, OT. God Save the Queen. Oh yeah, we're going to get into that. We will get into that. But first, let's talk about Blexit. I want to open with that because I think this is going to be a feel-good story. Now, you guys know what Blexit is, right? Blexit, this is a group, the Black Exit from the Democratic Party. They do a lot of events all over the country. They do a lot of community engagement, community interaction. They're a lot of good people. I know pretty much all of them over there. Really, really good people. Whenever I can go to a Blexit event, I'm going to go. Just to be around the people that's there, shout out to them. They always have good speakers. And they had an event planned in New York over the weekend, right? It was going to be in one place. I think it might have been in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. I'm not really sure. If y'all know where the first venue was, y'all let me know in the comments. So they had everything planned. They had the venue. They were advertising that they're going to be there. But then the venue said, hey, we don't want to have racists here. We don't want to have sexists here. So they canceled their event. They had everything booked up, had everything planned. They were promoting it, and then they canceled. Okay. Now, some of the speakers you have, of course, Candace Owens, I believe she was going to be there. My brother, Brandon Tatum. John Amanchukwu, I did a video with him when he read the book in front of the school board, and it didn't like what he was saying because it got kind of raunchy. He was there, and there were a few others. I don't want to mention anybody else because I don't want to leave anybody out. But it was going to be a great lineup, and they canceled it last minute. Now, they got a new venue out there in Long Island City. This is AOC's district, right? Right there in New York City. And you still have some people that did not quite like their message. They said that Blexit, they're homophobes, they're transphobes, they're racist or whatever, which is hilarious because any other time they want to link the black and the brown with the LGBT. But because the black and the brown are on the same page with the LGBT, now all of a sudden you can't have any space on the pride flag, right? They don't put you on the pride flag honorarily because y'all got to be like at the same, y'all got to be on the same page. But when you're not, all of a sudden, they pretend like those stripes on the flag don't even exist. But anyway, I digress. So there was a protest, a little bit of a protest. One guy had to get escorted out of the building. And shout out to Savannah Craven for capturing the video. And shout out Charlie Kirk for reposting it. Charlie, and by the way, if you guys don't know, Charlie Kirk, that's the founder, big dog over at Turning Point USA. Blexit and Turning Point are now one. They've joined together. So you're going to see Charlie and Candace promote each other, Turning Point, Blexit, etc. Anyway, Charlie says security removed some trans activists during the middle of the national anthem at our Blexit TPUSA Liberation Tour in New York City. Maybe they were mad their flag wasn't flying next to the stars and stripes. So let's check it out here. Hold on. My man's getting carried like a baby, like a whole baby. Imagine being a grown man being carried by another grown man. Like not even over not even the fireman's carry. I'm talking about getting carried by your chest and your legs up in the air like this. Like, hold on, take a look. Wait a minute. Look at my man. Imagine your legs being up in the air like that, getting carried down the stairs by another grown man. That's crazy. Okay, that right there is totally insane. Back to the program, right? Hey, and Rakita sang beautifully. Shout out to Rakita if you're watching. You did a fantastic job singing the national anthem while old buddy was getting picked up with his feet in the air. Old buddy was getting picked up by his feet in the air while the national anthem was being sung beautifully by Miss Rakita. So shout out to her. All right. A whole puppet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, now Rakita is part of Blexit. I'm not sure where her job title is, but I've met her before. I think I met her in Atlanta. Really good, really nice person. So shout out to her. All right. But yeah, that's how it goes, man. You want to act up at a Blexit event? Hey man, we got security. Your feet will be dangling up over some stairs. So don't do it. If you want to be trans activist, screaming and screeching and carrying on, then it's time for you to go. It is what it is. Skinny Jean Bandit, hey, you already know. Oh, Skull Broker says, dude will get a Bud Light can sponsorship. Hilarious. Hilarious. So yeah, shout out to Blexit over there having their event in New York as planned. All right. Now, I got quite a few more videos for you guys. I got a lot going on. I got a whole lot happening. Oh, and then the event, let me just show you guys the lineup right quick for the Blexit event, and then I keep on rocking and rolling. I got a lot of things to get through today. So this is the event. Candace, of course, Charlie, Brandon Tatum, Pastor Amanchukwu, my man MAGA Hulk, Stephen Davis, and Pierre. Shout out to Pierre Wilson. So that's the lineup right there for the Blexit tour out there in New York City. Now, I don't know where they're going next, but whenever they let me know, I'll let you guys know where they're going next. So shout out to them. All right. We're getting to the IRS a little bit later. Just hang tight, boss. I got you. I will not forget about that. I will not forget about you at all. Oh, and we have an update. Remember the topless White House person? Now, I'm not going to show no skin and stuff like that. I'm not going to show no dude boobs, okay? I'm not going to do that, so don't nobody get triggered. But I am going to show you an update. Remember, I showed the video, and then the so-called trans activist, Rose Montoya, was like, hey, what's the big deal? You sexualize women's bodies. We got to free the nipple, all this other weird stuff, right? Okay, talking about, well, when I was a man, it wasn't a problem, but now that I got breasts, it's a problem. It's like, yeah, that's pretty much how it goes anyway. The person for doing the whole White House flashing got banned from the White House. Rose Montoya, the so-called trans influencer. Now, this person has come back to kind of double down, but also apologize. You guys tell me what you think about this reaction from Rose Montoya. We're going to put it on the screen. I'm seeing this blazer and these ridiculous lip fillers. You looking like Mr. Potato Head. You looking like Mo Sizlak from The Simpsons in the face is what you look like. You have a crazy, I don't want to go no further. This is kind of ridiculous. Let's get past the ridiculous face and let's hear what this person's got to say for themselves. Check it out.
Today I need to apologize. Earlier this month, I was invited by the White House to attend a Pride celebration with both President Biden and Dr. Biden. I, alongside other powerful voices in the queer and trans community.
First things first, I'm feeling some chat GPT going on, or a lawyer or a PR person. Okay, because it's like certain little keywords out here making me think this is not something that this person is just talking about right now straight from the heart. I feel like it's rehearsed and that it is reading.
Were invited to be represented, seen, and heard in unique and a very special way. As anti-2S LGBTQIA+, especially anti-
What? Huh? Wait a minute. Did y'all get that? What in the world was that? You might as well sing A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Just do that and skip all this extra nonsense. If you sing the alphabet, you'll catch all the letters that you need to catch. Can we do a rewind on that? One moment.
Seen, and heard in unique and a very special way. As anti-2S LGBTQIA+, especially anti-
You know what? All right. You got it, boss.
Trans violence and legislation runs rampant across our country. I was proud to be invited to speak at the National Press Club during my trip to Washington, D.C., in order to speak about transgender people and experiences at the highest levels of our nation. In a quick moment of fleeting and overwhelming trans joy, I decided to do something unbecoming of a guest of the president at the White House lawn celebration. More so than ever before, I have learned how powerful and just how impactful my actions are and how impactful it is when we share our stories and experiences and how we do so with the world. I want to take this moment to apologize for the impact of my actions. I especially want to apologize to my Black trans brothers and siblings.
What we gotta do with it? Like, why you gotta put Black in it? Because you know what I saw out there was a bunch of y'all Puerto Rican white looking people flashing breasts. I ain't seen nobody Black. So why you gotta bring race into it? I don't understand. It wasn't nobody Black out there. Okay, I'm getting triggered. Let's go back.
Act of my actions. I especially want to apologize to my Black trans brothers and siblings, especially transgender women who are Black, because I understand that you all are constantly, at a disproportionate level, impacted by the actions of others, and especially by anti-trans violence. I would also...
What in the world is this? Hey, I don't know who recommended me to play this video, but I'm blaming it on you, boss. I'm blaming this on you. Why you got to bring black folks into it? It wasn't nobody black out there flashing their breasts. That was y'all doing that. I don't know what ethnicity you are. I don't know if you're one of these white people that's trying to be ethnic. I don't know what's going on. But I know a black person when I see it, okay? I know a man when I see it too, with them big crazy jawline and them hands and that voice, okay? But I also know a black person when I see it, and you ain't that, okay? You are an Italian at best. You probably some kind of Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Mexican, something like that, okay? Not black. So don't bring us into it.
Also like to apologize to my family and friends who have been harassed. I would also like to apologize to my own community, the 2S LGBTQIA+ community. And last but not least, I would like to apologize to the president, the White House, and the nation. It was also never my intention to create a situation that would lead to harassment and harm of myself and others, nor for trans joy, like my little moment of trans joy, to be weaponized by vile people of the opposition.
What of the opposition? So are we the ops? Are we the ops because we say, hey, maybe if you're at the White House, you shouldn't take your shirt off and flash your breasts. You got little kids and everything else here. I mean, be a little bit decent. I don't care what kind of gender you identify as. I don't care which one of those 14 vowels you sounded off you identify as, sir. Be decent at the White House. If you want to play dress up, that's fine. But keep your clothes on. Is that too much to ask?
Moving forward, I am committed to using this moment as a catalyst for creating positive change, both within myself and within the broader community and the world at large. It is my sincere intention to actively promote empathy, equity, inclusion, and understanding through my words and my actions and my advocacy efforts. I also feel energized to educate and articulate to others the importance and power of trans joy in a more effective way. Finally, as I work to engage in meaningful conversations with my community and my allies, I would like to ask for everyone, especially media outlets and journalists, to please respect mine, my family's, my friends, and my loved ones' privacy during this time. I am unavailable for additional comments, and I will not be conducting interviews at this time.
All right, bet, cool.
Thank you so much for listening.
No, I don't want that kiss, sir. You keep that kiss for you. Okay. At the end, it kind of got a little word salad like. First of all, I'm gonna show my age right quick. Maybe you guys that's right around my age recognize my man right here from A Living Color. But at the end, but definitely at the end, it was giving them word salad vibes. All right. It was like this man right here. Check it out.
First of all, we must internalize the flatulation of the matter by transmitting the effervescence of the Indonesian proximity in order to further segregate the crux of my venereal infection.
Hey, In Living Color was ahead of its time. If they came out with that today, you're talking about them getting canceled every week. It would be way too much. It would be entirely too much. But that right there was a vibe I was getting toward the end. All them big words, word salad, mean nothing. Okay, I'm not a moron, but I do recognize when I'm getting a whole plate full of word salad. Not even a bowl, a plate. You just picking up pieces of the lettuce and trying to chomp on it and getting no nutrition. Zero nutrition, iceberg lettuce.
If I may retain my liquids here for one moment, I'd like to continue the redundance of my quote-unquote intestinal tract. See, because to preclude on the issue of world domination would only circumvent, circumcise.
All right, there we go. There we go. You get the idea. Shout out to my big dog, Oswald Bates from In Living Color back in the early 90s. Okay, classic television. Back when TV was good. Nowadays, you watching a good show, all of a sudden, 8 episodes in, it's a random drag queen flopping around for no reason at all. For no reason at all. All right. Yeah, the political talking points that are just, it's like, what are you even saying right now? What are you saying exactly? Crazy, crazy, crazy. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right, where we going to go next? We got quite a few things going on. Oh, I got a lot of videos for you guys. I got quite a few videos. Oh, yeah, we got to show your man. You got to show your man, Joe Biden, creepy, creepy, sleepy. I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe y'all can figure it out. Maybe you can tell me what's happening. But your man is not doing well. Well, he's not been well for quite a while. He's not been well for quite a while. Neither is your man, John Fetterman. And I got a few videos. I don't know where this event was. It probably in Philly somewhere, because Biden don't really go. He don't really go anywhere. Biden just goes to Wilmington, where he lives, and then to the White House and the surrounding area. That's pretty much it. If they have to drag him to some overseas thing, he'll do it, but he doesn't really want to go there. All right. So let's hop on into it and check these videos out. Okay, we got quite a few. I want to get to the main one. Here we go. So, did you hear your man right here talking about he was bragging about the ban on the pistol brace. Now you guys know what a pistol brace is, right? So you can have what they call an AR pistol. Technically, the gun is a pistol. And if you put a brace on it, well, a stabilizing brace, it's not meant to be shouldered. A stabilizing brace is meant for like disabled people or people that have, they're not really able to hold the pistol without a little bit of assistance. It's meant to go like right there on your forearm to rest against your forearm, or to have some you could put your entire forearm through. It's like a little Velcro strap that'll be right there on your forearm. You can hold it that way. Matter of fact, I could show you better than I could tell you. Let me just show you what I'm talking about so we can get an illustration of what's happening and what got banned. All right. So matter of fact, that's perfect. That is perfect. I can show you a couple different ways that you could have those. My man at the gun store, and then my man right here with it actually on. All right. So let's go back here. So that appears to be an AR pistol, right? You see that piece right there? Not the brace. The piece leading to the brace. That is the way they're going to have it now. If you see a pistol like that, I think that piece would just be kind of blunted at the end. So to prevent you from shouldering it, you could shoulder, see one right there on the table? You could shoulder that, but it won't be comfortable, right? You're not supposed to shoulder it because they say now if you shoulder it, you got an SBR. That's what they're saying. But for many, many years, they said you could put a brace on the end of it and it wouldn't count as a short barrel rifle. It'll still count as a pistol. You see, you can rest it against your forearm like he has it right there. Oh, he has it on. You could put it on your forearm like that or rest it up against your forearm. And another picture is right here. That's a better view of it. You see, the pistol is right there. Okay. And then the brace is on the back for stabilization purposes. For years and years and years, they said, meaning the federal government, hey, that's okay. It's not an SBR. You don't need a tax stamp. You're good to go. And there were millions of those sold. And then recently they said, okay, we're going to ban those. So you cannot have that on your weapon. If you do have it, you got to call the federales and get it registered. Probably get a tax stamp, pay some money, I would suppose. Or you have to take that off and just have that part on it. And you cannot shoulder it. That's what they're saying. Now, a lot of guys are simply not going to comply. They're not going to do it. Okay. Now, me, I don't have any guns because it was a tragic boating accident. All my guns are lost. Okay. If you go to the Tennessee River, you could dredge them up, but I don't have them. But if I did have them, and if I did have something like that, hey man, I don't know. Okay. I follow the law, but whatever. So Biden was bragging about that whole thing of the federales banning the pistol brace. Now, I can explain it pretty quickly within 5 seconds. The federal government banned pistol braces on AR pistols, so you cannot have them on your arm to brace or put them up to your shoulder and shoulder it. They banned those, and that's pretty much it. But watch him explain what they did. Okay, let's get some sound. That might help if you want to hear what he says.
Made it harder for people to buy stabilized braces. Put a pistol on a brace, it turns into a gun. Makes it more, you can have a higher caliber weapon, a higher caliber bullet coming out of that gun.
Okay, one more time. If you didn't quite hear it, or you need me to just try to make sense of it, if that's possible.
Harder for people to buy stabilized braces.
So they made it harder for you to buy a stabilizing brace, but that's not necessarily accurate. They banned them. So you cannot buy those, I don't think, legally now.
Put a pistol on a brace, it turns into a gun.
He said if you put a pistol on a brace, it turns into a gun. One more time. If you put a pistol on a brace, it turns into a gun. What does that mean? Let's continue.
Makes it more, you can have a higher caliber weapon, a higher caliber bullet coming out of that gun.
You can have a higher caliber bullet to come out of the gun by adding a, what did he say? A pistol to the brace. What did he say?
By stabilized braces. Put a pistol on a brace.
Yeah, so if you put a pistol on the brace, you're able to make it into a gun, and then you'll have a higher caliber bullet come out of the gun. Now, can we try to translate that perhaps? So he was trying to say if you put a brace on a gun, it becomes a rifle. Now, as far as a higher caliber bullet, I don't know how that works because you're not changing the lower. All you're going to do is just change the brace. You know, is it going to be a stock? Is it going to be a brace? You're not going to change the lower. You're not going to change the pew or nothing like that, or the upper or the lower. You're not going to change that part. So I don't know what he's talking about, but whatever. That's your guy. That is your guy. I don't know who that is. That's not my president at all. That is not my president, but y'all got it. Y'all got it. Okay. So yeah, that's what he says. And that's the general public's ignorance. They don't even understand what they're talking about. He might have been trying to think about the bump stocks. That's a whole different thing. And the bump stock does not change the caliber of weapon. All it does is help you push the trigger faster or pull the trigger faster. It helps you pull the trigger faster, but it doesn't do anything other than that. So, hey, y'all got it. That's 81 million, right? Oh, here he is again talking about the queen is, oh, no, God save the queen is what he says.
All right. God save the queen, man.
Okay, you got music. They're going to try to copyright you on that one. He always tries to run. It's like, sir, stop running because the last time you ran, you bit the dust. I'm talking about you ate that floor like, bam. You fell clean on the ground and then blamed the sandbag. Stop trying to run and jog. You're over 80 years old. You're not in a good way right now. Stop it. Okay? And, hey, God save the queen. The queen been dead, but, hey, God save the queen, right? And are we in the United Kingdom or are we in the United States? So we're in Philadelphia, right? I suppose. You're in Pennsylvania. You're not in UK. And the queen been dead for a while now. Okay, we got a king. Had a little ceremony with the Ukraine flags and everything. Remember that? Okay. Let's just stay on the same page here, sir. And here he is again.
I might add, if I didn't, I'd be sleeping alone. You have to explain, I better explain that. Some don't know what I'm talking. My wife's a Philly girl. All right, where are we going?
We're heading this way for
All right, we're going to go over and get the briefing.
Yeah, they're in Philly. It says it right there. Philadelphia, President Joe Biden rebuilding I-95.
Mr. President,
Now, was this particular thing right here in Connecticut, or was it in Philly? Because we got two different ones.
Shailen Bat, FHA.
And you got your man Fetterman back there. Why is he always dressed like he's about to go cut grass or take out the garbage or crank out the pressure washer and clean his driveway off? I don't understand. This is like what a 16-year-old wears in high school, the hoodie with shorts. I don't understand. Can he not wear a suit? Is his brain injury preventing him from wearing a suit? Because they put him in the suit for his Senate picture, but ever since that Senate picture, he's been wearing this kind of stuff right here. I don't get it. Now, here is Fetterman talking. This is a shame. You have this man who is entirely too old and entirely just not there. He shouldn't be in office. Mr. Burns lookalike, Mr. Burns clone. Then you have Fetterman, who had a brain injury, who makes no sense right here.
And now I'm standing next to the president again, next to a collapsed bridge here.
Okay, did you hear that? One more time.
And now I'm standing next to the president again, next to a collapsed bridge here.
So President Biden is a collapsed bridge. The guy right there, this man is a collapsed bridge. Okie dokie, Fetterman. Let's continue here.
And he is here to commit to work with the governor and the delegation to make sure that we get this fixed quick, fast as well, too. This is a president that is committed to infrastructure. Yeah, and then on top of that, the dual kind of law of the inflation.
Oh my
bill.
goodness! Look, this is pathetic. Pathetic. Pennsylvania, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. How are you going to vote for this guy? Okay, this is beyond just being incompetent. Like, you could be an incompetent leader and make bad choices, right? You could do that. Okay, that's one thing. This guy is not there at all mentally. He can't speak. He can't understand what's going on. How can a guy like that have any kind of say-so in our federal government? He is a U.S. senator. Okay, one of 50 in this whole country. One of 50. Well, 100, pardon me, 100. One of 100 in this whole country. I don't understand.
That is going to make sure that there's going to be bridges all across like this, all across America getting rebuilt. And now.
So what he's referring to is I-95 bridge collapse. Now what happened was there was a tanker that caught on fire on an I-95. I'm not sure if that was an overpass. I think it was an overpass. It might have been. I'm not quite sure. But so a tanker caught on fire and it caused the bridge to collapse. I think it was an overpass. Matter of fact, yeah, let's go ahead and just put it on the screen right quick. So there it is right there. So they're talking about that. And that's a really big artery. 95, Interstate 95 is a really big artery in the U.S. And it's going to be a while before they fix that. But it appears just to be one straight section. So I'm not quite sure how hard it's going to be, but it said it'll take months. And I'm sure quite a bit of money. All right, quite a bit of money. Yeah, it wasn't falling apart. It was just an intense fire. I think it was it an oil tanker? I'm not quite sure. But it was an intense fire and it caused the bridge to collapse right at the overpass. But that shouldn't be that difficult to fix. I mean, it's not going to be easy, like an overnight thing, but that should be able to be fixed. All right. Now, some are going to say, well, we get crumbling infrastructure. That's not that. That's not quite what that is. Now, if it was a bridge that just randomly collapsed for no reason, that's different, but that's not what it was. It was a big fire that caused it to collapse. So they were talking about fixing that. Hey, I don't know, Lou Valentino, all these tankers coming into LA and Philly. I don't know what it is, man, but hey, it's something going on. All right. It's most certainly something going on. But yeah, that shouldn't be that difficult to fix. As long as they got the right, team behind it, they should be able to go ahead and get her done. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Your man, John Fetterman, is not there. Delegation. Biden is a collapsed bridge himself. I mean, he's not there. Not at all. And it was really bad when they had the debate with Fetterman, and the debate questions were transcribed, pardon me. They were transcribed in real time above the people talking above their heads. Like he was watching a Netflix movie with the subs on. You got to have subtitles in real life when you're talking to people. Obviously, something's not going on. I mean, unless you just can't understand the language, we all speak English. If they're speaking English and you speak English as well, and you cannot understand them, well, you got a problem that really can't be fixed with, I don't know, time. I don't know, man. It's got to do something. Got to get it together, tighten up. But we got a whole lot going on. Let's go ahead and get into, I think I got more video for y'all too. Before we even get into all the topics, the IRS and all that, I believe I have more video for you guys. Then we're going to keep on rocking and rolling. And let's see, where am I going to go next? Oh, I got to show this. I must show this just because. Now, I've shown these kind of videos before about people not knowing where certain things are. You know what? Shout out to Gen Z. Shout out to the young people that are smart, who have brains, who understand things about this world that you should understand. Like, I don't know, where we live in the world, how many states there are, who's the president, who's the vice president, basic stuff, right? Shout out to all you guys who know what's going on a little bit. But a lot of you guys, not you guys, you guys watching are brilliant. You guys watching have an IQ of above 125 on the low end. All right. We're talking about Albert Einstein. Well, not Einstein. We're talking about legitimate geniuses, right? That's y'all. But some of you guys are not that. Let's check it out. Hold on. Let's get a little bit of sound. RP headphone users. If you've seen this before, you already know what's going on. Let's check it out right quick.
State is Utah in?
He asked, what state is Utah in?
What state is Utah in?
Michigan?
Yes. You know what state Utah is in?
Utah, to be honest with you, I never heard of that place ever in my life.
Shout out Fleckers Talks. Fair use, fair use.
I live under a rock.
Can you name 3 countries besides the USA?
I suck at history.
Okay. Do not look at the screen. Give me 3 countries aside from the USA. Okay, don't say the US. Give me 3 countries. In the world, there are over 192, 193 countries. Out of those 193 countries, give me just 3. Not the US. Go.
That was like my worst subject. Can we do like science?
No. Any three, you know this.
A country?
And wait a minute. She doesn't know, she cannot name 3, aside from US countries, she cannot name 3 countries. But look at her shirt. She know about LGBT, elemental P, X, Y, and Z. She knows about that. That's a problem right there. See, you got these kids going to school being brainwashed with all this LGBT stuff. They know all about that, but then when it comes to basic information, they have no idea. All right? It tells you everything you know. That tells you the whole story right there.
Oh my jeez, this is terrible. Oh my god. Country. Wait, besides the US?
Yeah.
Huh? Ah! I'm sorry, I can't.
All right, it's fine.
I can't do history, I can't.
Do you know how many dimes there are in the dollar? Make up $1.
A dime is the 10 cent or the 5 cent?
You tell me.
I don't know.
Can you name 3 countries besides the USA?
Damn.
No way. Not at all.
Any three. You know this.
Canada? New Mexico?
No, not quite. You know what? What's funny is that she was almost right. And she put a little bit too much on it. Take the new off, you would have had two right there.
Right? That's good?
Yeah.
Damn, I need one more. Damn.
Yeah, so you got Canada, New Mexico, and what?
Damn. I need to go back to school.
Do you know how many states there are in total in the U.S.?
Also, I see a pride flag right here on her. We know all about pride and LGBT, but how many states? Oh, man, I don't know. Give me 3 countries. Man, give me an easier question, please.
100.
How many continents are there?
3.
Continents?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you know what 2 countries border the U.S.?
Bordered?
Yeah,
Like, what's that mean? What does border mean? That's what he was asking. Border, what's that mean?
the borders.
The only border I know is Puerto Rico and
Yes.
Like Puerto Rico, where's the border? It's an island. And whatever. Hey, you know what? Again, you guys who know basic things about this world, shout out to y'all, because those people right there, look, they're talking about AI will replace human beings. Well, it's going to replace them for sure. It'll certainly replace them because if you don't even know some of that, I don't know what to tell you, man. Your job that you want to have for 20 years, bagging up groceries, is not going to be there. I'm sorry. If you're 16 years old, you're a young person, 21, 22, trying to be in college, second job, something like that, all right, but you want to be a career a grocery bagger, man, you might as well just try something else, man. You might as well try to become Tom Hanks on Castaway and figure it out that way, man. Go back to nature, okay? Go out in the woods and make it happen like that, all right? But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Somebody said Hawaii, hilarious. That ain't tough. That was scary. That was scary. Yes, it can be. Look, you guys be surprised. Like, a lot of us in here know this stuff. To us, it's basic, but to the rest of the world, they have no idea what's going on. Border, what's that? So it's easy for them to be brainwashed. This is why I was talking about, remember the whole thing with Karine Jean-Pierre and the whole MAGA Republicans? She's using these really basic terms to describe a thing because she knows that the average American, well, I won't say average American, she knows a lot of Americans do not understand big words. So you could say mega MAGA, it scares people right away. Oh, I'm so scared. Again, if you guys have not seen the movie Idiocracy, do it. I don't know what you're waiting on. Like, I'm sure it's on Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, or YouTube. Just watch it. It is fictional, but it's also nonfiction. Okay, it is at this point a documentary about what's going on. A quick plot. Matter of fact, hold on. I got to play a scene. And shout out to these guys. Don't give me no strike, man. Fair use. Hold on. I'm going to play a quick scene. Brondo, you guys who have seen the movie know what I'm talking about. But just very quick.
For the last.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of background behind Idiocracy if you've not seen it. Now, Idiocracy, it's a movie where a guy, to shorten it up, he gets frozen in one of them little cryo chambers. He wakes up in the future. But over the years, people have been dumbed down so much that when he wakes up, he is like the smartest guy in the world. Although when he got put in the cryo chamber, he was a C student, average at best when it comes to his IQ. But now the whole world is so dumb around him. He's a smart guy. He is brilliant. He's like God to them. You understand? So they were having an issue with the crops not growing. because the whole world had become very corporatized. Everything became corporatized, and this new thing called Brondo was everywhere. And they thought Brondo was like this miracle substance. It's like Gatorade, basically. But they use Brondo to water crops. And of course, it's not, you're going to have famines because you cannot use Gatorade to water crops. You need to have water to water crops. But they didn't really get it because they've been so brainwashed by the corporate slogan and because they're so dumb. This is why the White House uses things like mega MAGA, extreme MAGA, because they know the average normie who is not very bright will just latch on to it. Oh, them MAGA, I'm scared of them MAGA. You see what I'm saying? Now let's go to this clip right here. Fair use.
For the last time, I'm pretty sure what's killing the crops is this Brondo stuff.
But Brondo's got what plants crave. It's got electrolytes.
So wait a minute. What you're saying is that you want us to put water on the crops.
Yes.
So that's him right there. They call him Not Sure because when he got up from his slumber, they asked him a question and he said, not sure. So that's his name, Not Sure.
Water. Like out the toilet?
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be out of the toilet, but yeah, that's the idea.
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
Okay, look. The plants aren't growing, so I'm pretty sure that the Brondo's not working. Now, I'm no botanist, but I do know that if you put water on plants, they grow.
Well, I've never seen no plants grow out of no toilet.
Exactly. See, that's what you're seeing right here is obviously a comedy, but that's happening right now. That's happening right now in real life. Okay. I went through this whole thing with the vaccine. Oh, it's so safe. They say it's safe, ABL. It's Fauci said it. Fauci got on TV and said it was safe. Well, I mean, you believe that? It just came out with it in 9 months. It's safe. It doesn't cause any harm. It's totally fine. That's happening in real life.
Hey, that's good. You sure you ain't the smartest guy in the world?
Yeah.
Okay, look, you want to solve this problem. I want to get my pardon, so why don't we just try it, okay? And not worry about what plants crave.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
Yeah, it's got electrolytes.
Classic movie. You got to watch it if you've not seen it. Please, just do it. Do it for me. For nobody else, do it for me.
What are electrolytes? Do you even know?
It's what they use to make Brondo.
Yeah, but why do they use them to make Brondo?
Because Brondo's got electrolytes.
Exactly. Ask somebody that's into this whole climate change thing about anything related to it. My man right here, hold on. His reaction, watch this. His reaction right here, you're going to see that in real life. Ask somebody about their ideology, where it comes from, a leftist especially. It'll be like this. Watch.
Them to make Brondo.
You exactly. That right there was so real. Oh my goodness. Matter of fact, I got a video for y'all. We're going to go from fiction to nonfiction. Watch this. Now, a lot of these climate change people get so triggered. Oh, they get mad. My man right here is dead serious too. Dead serious. It's a little bit of cussing. So if you got little kids, fair warning. But my man right here is mad about climate change. I won't play the entire thing, but I'll play enough for you to kind of understand what's going on. Shout out to Clown World for the repost. And my man right here, you see his grill is already scrunched up. So you already know where he's going to go with it. He is talking about climate change and how people don't really believe in it. And he's upset. He's really mad that you don't believe in climate change. All right, let's check it on out. Look at my man right here. Triggered. Hold on.
Don't like it. I don't like talking like this. I don't like being like this. In person, I prefer to see the best in people and relate to people through common humanity, even when we disagree. But these devices and these platforms are being used by radical Republicans to destroy and undermine our democracy and environment. So I am going to spit truth right back at them. In this case, yes, it is true that the climate does naturally change. 12,000 years ago, the end of the last ice age allowed humans to proliferate through the world. But it's also true that humans affect climate, you fucking morons!
Yo, my man is foaming at the mouth. It's like, sir, calm down. Your heart is gonna come smooth on out. Calm down. My goodness. You spitting everywhere. I'm getting spit on right now through the screen. Through the screen, you're spitting on me. Please stop.
It is possible to have a morning and an afternoon. Yes, nature causes wildfires, and it's also true that if you pour gasoline on fires, you make it worse. In the case of the climate, we have 8 billion people on the planet. We have never seen anything like this in the history of humanity.
Yo, my man. Oh, man. Yo. My man, is it that real? Like, I'm saying, but that's how crazy they get, man. That's how crazy they get. So that movie was fiction, but was it? If it was, I can't tell. This right here is non-fiction. This right here is a serious person. He's dead serious. If somebody says it's Gavin Newsom, hey, I'm gonna tell my kids this right here was Gavin Newsom. Yeah, hilarious. Shout out to you, whoever said that. Hey, perfect. Chef's kiss. But yeah, that's what's going on right now with a lot of these people who have been totally brainwashed by the media, by social media. They go crazy. They go absolutely ape crazy over this stuff. Hey, that blood pressure is through. Hey, Dan said, hey, tell him to get some Brondo. It's got electrolytes. Yeah, it's got what plants crave. That'll get them together. Hey, you guys are the best audience anywhere on these internet. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. Yo, I didn't even see the little ladder back there. Like, what? That little ladder for one bookshelf. It's like, sir, you're not going to a loft. What are you doing with that ladder? Why even have that? Why not just have a bookshelf on the ground? Why do you need a ladder to go up to what can't be no more than a 10-foot ceiling? Okay, you're not living in a real high ceiling place. Whatever. Hey, he got it. He got it. He's got it. So yeah, shout out to him and shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on the internet. Oh man, yo, that ladder unnecessary. Just get a regular shelf on the ground. Why you got a shelf on the ceiling? It's like that shelf can't be no more than 2 foot across. It's like, why? Oh man, I got some more videos for you guys. Then I'm gonna keep on rocking and rolling here. And you guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. Alrighty. Where are we gonna go next? There's a lot actually to get into. Oh, did you guys see this? Now, imagine you're in an airplane, right? Imagine you're in an airplane and you're seeing outside the window. And outside the window, you see this right here. So check it out. Hold on. RP headphone users, get a little bit of sound reduction. There we go. So that is a little bit too close, right? So you're seeing the wing of one airplane getting a little bit too close to the back of another airplane. I'm not sure what the back of the airplane is called. Y'all please correct me in the comments as to what that's called specifically, so I use the correct terminology.
Oh, it's not. Oh, it did. Oh my God.
So if you can't see what's going on, it looks like one plane was stationary and the other plane was moving. And as the other plane moved, it came in contact with the other plane's wing. And you might be able to fly like that, but of course they could not. They had to deplane. The tail, thank you. The tail of the plane. Thank y'all. I knew it was something I was not saying properly.
Oh my Lord. I knew that was gonna happen. hit the other plane.
Oh my.
I knew it was gonna happen. It looked like it.
So that's the fuselage right there, right here on the very back.
Yeah, it hit the other plane. No way. What's going on?
Out the window.
So yeah, they did all deplane. Yeah, because you cannot, because the plane might not necessarily be, it might not be damaged to the point where it can't fly, but I'm not going to risk that at all, because that shouldn't be going on at all. That you should not be having the plane make that kind of noise with the wing. Yeah, that's not going to have it. All right, that's the AFT fuselage. Thank you. Auxiliary power unit. Apu. Hilarious. Shout out to Apu. All right. Was it autopilot? Was that what it was on the ground like that? So did it have autopilot on taxi? Like that wasn't it the plane taxiing? Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, they all deplaned after that. And they got on different flights and were able to move away. But that's that. Oh, and speaking of video, let's show the Dodgers protest. So remember, you have the LGBT group, Perpetual Indulgence, these quote unquote Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. They are this so-called parody group that uses religious iconography. They use the nuns and the priests and the cross, and they do drag and really offensive things religiously. If they did it to Islam, you're talking about Allah Akbar, it wouldn't be man, look, they wouldn't do it because they know what the penalty would be for their actions. All right. But they feel like because Christians are more passive in their eyes, they could just do whatever they want. But there was a big protest as a result of the Dodgers inviting these people to the Dodger Stadium. Now we're going to get into quite a few videos here to give you the full details behind what's happening, so we can get all the context, everything the way it's supposed to be. And hold on. Let me go back up here and get all my video together just so I don't miss anything. All right, I think we good now. So now there was, hold on. Actually, matter of fact, I got to get one more video because they had the people in the stadium and then they had them. All right, so check it out. First things first, here's an interview with one of these people. This was at a Pride festival in West Hollywood. I'm not quite sure what day this was or exactly, I believe it was this year, but it doesn't really matter. These are the same people that got invited to the LA Dodgers Stadium. All right. And hold on. Matter of fact, I got a couple of pictures for you guys for your viewing pleasure. Nothing inappropriate, but I got to show you kind of what's going on with this particular group and why it was a bad thing that they were invited to the place. All righty. So you have these people, okay, using like nun outfits, but they're drag queens. Now, I don't know who my man is right here, but it's like, sir, what are you doing up there, brother? Like, this ain't even, you're like in the wrong place. You need to go back over across, Crenshaw, Slauson. But anyway, so you got these individuals right here. I'm not quite sure what this kind of outfit is, but they're trying to be like Catholic. It's offensive, right? You see the cross and everything, dressed as nuns with a whole big beard. It's not good. Okay. And there they are again. All right. You see kind of what's happening, dressed as nuns, but we got beards. All right. You got neck beards, basically dressing as nuns. They're supposed to be okay. It's supposed to be good. And they say, oh, we're a charity organization. We raise money for trans youth. That's a red flag right there. Trans youth. What does that mean? We're talking about 13-year-olds that want to identify as a different quote unquote gender. Okay. And that's them again. So you get the idea of what's going on, right? You get the idea. I'm not even showing the performances where they dance on the cross half naked. Okay. I'm not even going to show that part. So let's go to the the interview right here with one of these people. RIP headphone users. Let's check it out.
I'm using satire.
Absolutely mocking when you put Jesus on a cross and you pole dance on.
Like our bullies, you are putting words in my mouth, and I really don't.
Everybody's seen
So you see what's going on right here in the bottom of the screen.
it. Everybody has seen it.
Yes, everyone has seen the satire that we do, and then they describe it in these terms that make them, I'm being
I am
injured.
telling you, as a Christian, that is extremely, extremely offensive. When I see my God on the cross,
It's offensive. You're using your God to make me look bad, to make me look foolish, to beat me up.
Why can't you just say, yeah, that was wrong? You could just say, yeah,
Because
that
it
was
is
wrong.
not wrong to heal people who were beaten and shot for being gay and trans. How dare you, madam? How dare you shame us? How dare you shame us in our own Pride Festival, madam?
We're in public, one. We're on a
Yes,
public street.
In Pride, yes, in the middle of West Hollywood, in the Pride Festival, when we should all be celebrating. We can have differences, and you can tell I'm angry. We should be able to talk about it.
Why are you angry about me saying, look, I'm a Christian? When you put someone mimicking Jesus on a cross and pole dance him, that's offensive to me. That is deeply offensive. Why is that wrong to you for me to say that?
We're not making a mockery of them. Satire is not making a mockery of someone to offend those people. That's offensive.
But I'm telling you, as a Christian, that's how it is interpreted because that's what it is. You can sit here all day and say, that's not what we're doing. That's not.
So yeah, you get the idea of what's going on. Somebody said it, theatrics. It is LA. What happens in LA is that you got a lot of these people that move there to be entertainers, actors, singers, dancers, or whatever. They want to be in Hollywood. And sometimes they find a niche for themselves and they just get into that lane. That's what happened, in my opinion. The guy was using a bunch of acting type tropes, and his response are, "How dare you, madam? How dare you?" It's like, sir, you're not on the Broadway stage. Put the theatrics over there. Okay, ain't nobody trying to hear all that. How dare you, madam? Anyway, I digress. Now, here, the Dodgers honor these people during the game, but before the first pitch. So they were out there. I'm going to just play this right here, and you're going to see kind of what's going on. I'll keep the sound off. You see my man, the brother right there that I showed you in the earlier picture? That's him right there on the field, and that's the same picture from the same day, okay? Now, as you can see, there's nobody in the crowd. The crowd is empty. Now, some said that we posted this because it was misleading, like nobody was there because of the protest outside. We'll get to the protest in a minute. But the point is that they honored these people 1 hour before the first pitch to bury it, so nobody really saw it because, as you can see, ain't nobody there. It's an hour before the first pitch. Now, the stadium did become packed a little bit later. Let me see if I can find that. There we go. It became packed later, but by this time, the LGBT group was long gone, and they were not seen anymore throughout the entire game. They put them out there early to bury it because they already got kickback. They already had protests. They did not really want to. They're trying to like toe the line. So they could tell the LGBTQ LMNOP people that they had them out there, but then to the general fans that are at the game, they're not going to see it. Okay? That's what happened. Now, let's go back to the protest. Here's some of the protests right here. Shout out Jack Posobiec. There were over 1,000 Catholics out there protesting these people because they don't like what they did with the iconography, with the cross and the nun and the priest outfits, wearing drag and all kind of extra weird stuff, right?
Who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation.
So as you can see, they're right there at the gate of Dodger Stadium. They had that stadium entrance shut down during the protest, and they were out there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, way before the game started, starting the protest.
Oh, deliver us from evil. Amen.
So it's a pretty good crowd out there. Shout out to the Catholics out there, letting their voice be heard. And I think it's a good meme right here. The Ray Epps. I don't know if you guys can see it. That's a good meme right there. But yeah, it was a pretty good protest. I think there's more protest video, but you get the idea. They were out there pretty deep, pretty strong to protest these people. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right. And do we have more? We got a whole lot more. We have a whole lot more going on. That's right, Andre. Shout out to the LA Catholic Hispanics all day long. And they're super deep. They are deep. All right. We got a whole lot of video and whatnot to get to. Where do I want to go next? Can we get to New York City drama? Now, I did a video about the new Daniel Penny, in my opinion. I'm going to get to that in one moment, but there's also another video. Well, not a video, it's a news story that I kind of want to show right quick. Now, this one is crazy. So check it out. This is a case for the Second Amendment all day long. New York City man who fatally shot would-be mugger had arsenal of 30 guns, cops say. So, as you can see, the police took his guns. So, let's get into the story. Remember, New York City man who fatally shot would-be mugger had arsenal of 30 guns, and the police took him. And now he's facing some trouble because he defended himself, and he had guns. Okay, what a crime to be accused of, right? Defending yourself, but you got guns. You can't have those in New York. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so is there a video right here? Okay, so video shows footage of Charles Foner approached by erratic armed robber before fatally shooting him. So the man that I showed you just now, my man right here, who is 65 years old, senior citizen, had a weapon and used it to defend himself against a mugger, as you can see right here. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit on the image so you can see what's going on. All right, let's get it over there. And you can see this guy's acting really crazy. You know, if it's me, I would let it go a long time ago. It's like, I don't know what you're doing. You're looking like you playing in Tekken or something. I ain't got about time for that, man. So, boom, there it is. Probably shot him right there. There's no sound on the video. The guy running away because he probably got shot, and he just fell right there on the ground. Boom, he dead. All right, so you can see it one more time. The guy had the gun. He probably telling him to stop, and the guy's not stopping. Hit him, and then now the guy who defended himself is facing charges. Let's go get into the article a little bit. These are the firearms that cops said were stockpiled by the Queens man who fatally gunned down a mugger near his home in late May. Photos obtained by the Post show shocking cash. Shocking? Why is it shocking? You can't have guns anymore? I mean, what's shocking about these guns? I don't see anything that's really that serious. You got rifles. Okay. What's the big deal? I mean, if you want to shock me, show me a nade launcher. Show me a rocket launcher, some anti-aircraft artillery. One of them Ukraine guns that the cartels got. Show me that. You got rifles? How is that shocking? Anyway, so it's shocking cash of at least 30 guns, 9 ammunition mags, and 2 bulletproof vests that police say they discovered in the Kew Gardens home of Charles Foner, a 65-year-old retired doorman who fatally shot Cody Gonzalez, 32, during an attempted robbery in the driveway to his apartment building. So that could have been a home invasion. That could have been a kidnapping. That could have been anything. 65 years old, a guy who is half your age is crazy, probably drunk, high, trying to attack you. You got a gun on you. I mean, what are you to do? Be like, oh, no, man, come on. Come stab me, shoot me, do whatever you want to do. Huh? Anyway, the trove, which police said featured weapons purchased over decades, included at least 14 rifles and shotguns, and AK-47 among them, along with at least 16 handguns. Demetrios Corres, marketing manager at Firearms Unknown in Oceanside, California, estimated the collection was worth between $15,000 and $20,000. That ain't that much money. 15 bands for how many guns? 30 guns? I mean, it's not that much. I mean, you're talking about what? $500 a gun? If I'm doing my math right? Okay, so if he had 30 guns and it was a value of $30,000, it'd be $1,000 each. So if it's worth 15, that's $500 a gun. It's like regular market price. Go to Academy Sports right now and buy a regular little handgun. That's $500 right there. You get a holster with it. You going above $500. That's not a lot of money. Like, what are we talking about? Why even put that number out there? This stuff is all pretty standard stuff. This is probably took him years to do, but it's nothing overly impressive. Phone number slapped with 8 counts of illegal weapons possession by Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz, including possessing the unlicensed gun used during the fatal shooting and for maintaining an armory filled with many unlicensed firearms, ammunition, and body armor. I mean, what kind of guns does he have? Like, why you got license a handgun, a shotgun, a rifle? Really? New York, is that what we doing in New York? I would never go to New York. I would never. And I know guys that got this right here is nothing. I know guys that got way more than that. I'm talking about you push a button in their closet, the wall turn around, and it's John Wick in there. It's John Wick, Men in Black, where he had a little the alien shooter, when he had a little gun that was like, you got all that kind of stuff in there. I know guys that got crossbows. I mean, real grenades, flashbangs. I know guys that got that kind of stuff. So this right here, that you talking about charging them for that? For real? Really? Cabela Sports rifles? Is that what we doing? Anyway. So, there's more right here. Revolvers? For real, New York? Come on. Revolvers? Like, y'all talking about semi-automatics. This man got revolvers. Huh? I don't see no bump stocks. I don't see no switches. I don't see no short barrel rifles. I don't see no extra stuff. I don't even see no AR-15s. I'm seeing regular old school dad rifles. That's crazy. That's totally crazy. Look, where I live in Tennessee, you don't need no license. Go to the store, do a background check, and you get money. When I purchased a gun allegedly in the past life, not anytime soon, I went to X, Y, and Z store. I go to the place, say, okay, I want that gun. All right, fill this out. You fill it out. You go to the front, get background check, come back, do that, and that's it. You buy your weapon, and then they walk you to the front, and that's it, and you're done. No license and all the other weird stuff. Have a nice day. Hold on. 8-Bit Only says you have to get a license and renew it and maintain it also in LA. Really stupid. That's crazy. That's totally crazy. All right, but check it out. If my man did not have these so-called illegal guns, he might be dead right now, and then nobody would care. It wouldn't even be on the news. And I guess the saying goes, you'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. But my question is, why did he even go in his house? So he had a gun that he used to defend himself, which was caught on camera. It was rightful defense. The guy attacked him and he shot him. So because you defend yourself, it can go in your crib and raid your house for your guns. That's crazy. Manic Pixie says you can own an AR but with 10 round mags. A 10 round mag in the AR defeats the purpose. I mean, at that point, might as well have a handgun. Like, that's crazy. All right. So this regular Bob's gun store stuff. Look at this. This ain't nothing. Shotgun shells, regular basic stuff here. That's a nice shotgun right there. I like that. Yeah, I definitely like those. Okay, you got a little bit of affordable stock right there. I like that. So, hold on. Margaret Lynn, Foner's lawyer, told Queens criminal court judge Jerry Lawrence that the shooting was a total aberration in her client's life. Foner was released from Rikers Island earlier this month on $50,000 bail and scheduled to return to court on August 16th. Free him. Free him. Drop that case. I mean, obviously, living in Gotham, you need all that stuff right there. Y'all should be like, y'all should show this as the New York City living kit. Your bulletproof vest, extra magazines, a variety of different weapons, revolvers, nice and reliable, not going to jam on you. It's crazy. So when they say, oh, well, these weapons, they're semi-automatic weapons, it's not even about that, obviously. My man had revolvers and shotguns, like pump shotguns. I mean, come on, be for real. Anyway, I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Yeah, New York City is a joke. I would never live there. You guys that live there, hey, hats off to you. God bless you, because I couldn't do it. I could not. First of all, the city looks disgusting. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, you guys that live there, you guys not disgusting, but the city, you got garbage on the ground. You got these cat-sized rats. Nah, let me just stay in the South or somewhere that's not like that. Yeah, I probably won't leave the South. I like Appalachia and the South beyond that, meaning like once you leave Appalachia, once you get into like Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Mississippi, the Carolinas, Virginia, even West Virginia, Florida, that's my area. I'll visit elsewhere, but living, I'm gonna be down here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. Definitely not New York City or anywhere like that where they have these oppressive gun laws. You can't do a thing. All right, let me keep on rocking and rolling here. And we got a few more things on deck for tonight. Let's keep on rocking. LA's a smart bowl. Hey, I believe it. I most certainly. And New York was a smart bowl too, all them Canadian fires. Have the fires cleared up in New York yet? Had that orange haze, that sepia tone to New York. Hopefully that cleared up by now. All right. Let me see. Shout out to, and then the other New York City story. I almost forgot about that one. This, in my opinion, is like Daniel Penny. So we know about Daniel Penny. Daniel Penny was on the subway where Jordan Neely began behaving erratically, was threatening people, talking about, I'll hurt everybody on this train. I don't care if I die, all this, that, and the third. That's what he said, right? That's what he was saying on the train. And to prevent this guy from hurting anybody or really hurting himself, what happened was that Daniel Penny decided to get him in a restraint so he would not hurt anybody and he wouldn't hurt himself. Now, unfortunately, Jordan Neely died as a result, or I'm going to say as a result, he died after the restraint. And may he rest in peace. It's really unfortunate that he passed away. I don't believe that the restraint was done on purpose in a way to try and hurt him, but he did unfortunately pass away. All right. So now you have Daniel Penny being charged with manslaughter, second-degree manslaughter, and the death of Jordan Neely. So another case in New York City on the subway happened similarly to the case of Daniel Penny and Jordan Neely. Now, another guy also named Jordan Williams was the Daniel Penny in the situation. So here's what happened. They're on the subway platform. Jordan Williams and his girlfriend, they're on the subway. And another guy named DeVictor Odorogo, probably an African guy, I'm not really sure. Anyway, he's on the train acting the fool just like Jordan Neely was, threatening people, trying to hurt people. And then rather than Daniel Penny being there or a guy like him being there to restrain him so you wouldn't act out, this guy went from threatening people to hurting people. And this guy, DeVictor, punched Jordan Williams' girlfriend. So, of course, the guy, DeVictor, and Jordan Williams get into a fight. They're tussling, they're getting into a fight, and Williams produces a knife and stabs DeVictor and kills him right there. He gets arrested. Speaking about Jordan Williams, he has also a manslaughter charge. I'm not really sure what degree. All they say is manslaughter. The same as Daniel Penny for, again, on the subway, self-defense. Same thing in my humble opinion. Now, the DA recommended a bail that was the same as Daniel Penny, $100,000. That was recommendation, but the judge said, nah, let him go. So Jordan Williams, the new Daniel Penny, he gets set free. Now, the key is that Jordan Williams is black, Daniel Penny's white. And the guy that died in both cases was also black. So you have white on black and then black on black handled differently. Now, there was also another difference in the case of Jordan Williams, the new Daniel Penny. He was arrested immediately, but Daniel Penny was arrested 2 weeks later. But the thing about Jordan Williams is that he stabbed that guy right there, probably had the blood right on him, so it's a little bit different. They both shouldn't be arrested at all. There shouldn't be any charges at all for these guys. The same thing as my man right here. My man right here who shot the mugger should not be charged. Daniel Penny, who restrained a crazy person on the subway, threatening people, shouldn't be charged. And that guy, Jordan Williams, who got into a fight with a guy that started the fight and lost, he shouldn't be charged. Look, if you, like, I'm all about peace, right? I'm all about peace. I love everybody. I'm not trying to start no drama. But if you come up to me and punch me in my jaw, trying to knock me out, trying to hurt me or kill me or whatever, and then we getting into a tussle, and all of a sudden, I don't know, a gun gets produced on my end, or I produce a knife or something, and you die from hitting me, how is that my fault? Why am I in jail? I didn't do anything other than defend myself. Self-defense should not be a prison sentence. Now, if I start the problem, if I initiate the conflict or the contact, then I'm responsible. Like, if there's no contact, no nothing, I'll come up to you and just slap you in the face. You defend yourself. I should be charged, not you. But that's not what happened here. The people that were the victims who had to step in to defend themselves, to defend others, they're the ones being charged. And it's not right. Not right at all. So it is what it is. Let me see. But we're going to see how the whole thing plays out. I hope that my man Jordan Williams gets off and he doesn't go to prison. Same thing with Daniel Penny and everybody. New York City and these laws are crazy. I feel like they protect criminals when they're victims. If you're a criminal, you want to smoke crack, you want to shoot people, you want to home invade, steal, whatever, you can be protected in these highly liberal places. But if you want to defend yourself, you want to have guns to protect yourself, then you're not going to be protected. That's crazy. That's totally crazy. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Yeah. I'm out here in Tennessee. I have no problems. None of this extra weird stuff. Yeah, Tennessee is a safe place. You have certain spots that can be dangerous, but really it's not a problem. Nashville is very safe. Where I live is very safe. They say that Chattanooga is dangerous, but it's not. Like, you got to go to certain neighborhoods. It's a particular neighborhood here I wouldn't go, but that's like as far away. You're not going to be anywhere. The thing about Chattanooga that it's kind of like it's not like all together. Once you're out far away, you're far away. Okay, once you pass the ridge cut, as we call it, once you pass the ridge cut, you're in a whole different world. It's like night and day. The bad neighborhood is isolated pretty much. You get this big mountain ridge or like a hilly ridge that cuts off old Chattanooga from the newer parts outside. Even if you're downtown, you're not really going to have a lot of the bad neighborhood interaction. So it's all good. North Georgia, absolutely. Central Alabama, right on. In North Georgia, that's MAGA country all day. Like Catoosa County, that's up there by Marjorie Taylor Greene. Rome, all of that. Blue Ridge. It's kind of boring depending upon where you are. Dalton, ain't too much to do, but you're safe. You're totally safe. Inexpensive, good cost of living. If you want to go to Chattanooga, you're not far. If you want to go to Atlanta, you're not far. That's why I like living where I live. I don't have to live in Atlanta. Atlanta's way too much going on. Atlanta is just too. I couldn't concentrate in Atlanta. Little Rock is in Arkansas, But yeah, Little Rock is kind of crazy too. All right. Kid Rock is from Michigan, Detroit, if I'm not mistaken. He might live here now in Nashville. I don't, but it's a lot of people that come from other parts of the country that live in Nashville now. They're trying to make Nashville like the new Austin, Texas, but that ain't going to happen. Davidson County is kind of blue, but beyond that, you're in a deep, deep, deep red state. Deep, deep red. As a matter of fact, once you leave Davidson County in Nashville and you're outside, like Rutherford or whatever, it's completely red. And even in the more wealthy areas beyond Davidson, is completely red. Like where Franklin and whatnot is, Brentwood, total red. And that's a really, really rich area too. So you're not getting your rich liberals to come out here want to change things in those parts of the of the state. Oh, his dad's in Paris, Tennessee. Shout out to Paris. You way out there. You way out in the boonies, the boondocks. Yeah. Knoxville's cool. Knoxville's a bigger version of Chattanooga. You know, and I think Knoxville has more things to do because you're not far from Dollywood, Smoky Mountains, all that kind of stuff. Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, all of that's right there too. So, and then also, if you are in Knoxville, you're not far from Nashville. You can go right across through Crossville, I-40, and go straight to Nashville. So you're not far from another city. It's like an hour and a half away. It's a good location to be. All right. But I like Atlanta and Nashville. But when I go to Atlanta, I'm not really going to be in certain parts. I'm not going to be in Buckhead too much. That's not really my cup of tea. I'm out kind of in the suburbs area. You could be in Atlanta, you could be in the suburbs and have your city experience there rather than having to go inside the city. Atlanta is a very small city. It's like 500,000 inside the actual city of Atlanta. The outskirts is what make it big. Dunwoody, Peachtree Corners, all these other places makes it big. The metro area is big and spread out very far. But the city itself is very small. New York City is small as well, but it's compact. Everybody's like, like compressed, just compressed real tight, like recycled boxes in a one of them things, one of them recyclable, the crushers. Anyway, I digress. I'm getting off track. Midtown, nah, I ain't going to Midtown, John Carter. I ain't going. Well, I'm not gonna go to Midtown that much because I know what it is. It's LGBTville out there, but I've been there occasionally. I go to what's that in Midtown they got? The little place you can eat right by, you know what I'm talking about, Colony Square. I like to go there. But beyond that, I don't really want to be in LGBTQ, LMNOP, XYZville. That ain't my cup of tea. And it's ghetto out there too. You got the LGBTs right next to the water boys, the gang members. All of that's like right in the same place. So you might see a 15-foot tall drag queen walk down the street, and then you might hear somebody shooting at the same time. Literally. Like at Colony Square, I'll tell you no lie. At Colony Square, I was in there one time, and it was a whole drag performance outside, like near Colony Square. Not where I was, but I could see it from my peripheral vision. I'm seeing this drag queen looking like Shaquille O'Neal, 8 foot tall, over on my peripheral vision. And I'm not making it up. I don't know if he was on stilts or what, but the dude was humongous. Anyway, in that same place, like a week later, they had this crazy shooting, had like the whole thing down. At night, people were in there eating. It was a big crazy shooting outside, some gang stuff going on right in that same place. So it is what it is. And it might be the same dude that was out there doing the drag, knowing Atlanta. It might be the same dude. In the daytime, he's a drag queen. At night, he's a gang member. That's Atlanta for you. Anyway, I digress. I'm getting way off track. Do I have more for you guys when we get to the calls? I think I do. Oh, my man. Speaking about crazy things, did you guys see the Harvard morgue body parts salesman? So, quick synopsis. Y'all know what happened. If you don't know, I'll tell you. a guy was the morgue manager at Harvard University, and he was stealing body parts and going online to sell them to people. Every kind of thing he could from a body. Now you guys are asking, why is there a morgue at Harvard? Well, people donate their bodies to science, and they call them at that point they call them cadavers. The bodies are dissected, used for strictly educational purposes. What it's supposed to be for. The morgue is there to preserve and make sure the body is good, to keep the body in the place where it's supposed to be, to maintain and preserve all that kind of stuff. Now, the morgue manager decided he's going to do a little side hustle and take some of the body parts, steal the body parts from the morgue, and sell them online to people using regular PayPal. I mean, the guy was sloppy. I'm talking about he was so sloppy with his transactions that literally in PayPal, they were right in the note with what he was buying. One guy bought somebody's brain, and he wrote brains in the thing. It's like, really? Is that what we're gonna do? For no money, $200, $400 for body parts. Crazy stuff. Now, didn't we already cover a story like this on this channel about Planned Parenthood, right? When they did the same thing. When they were caught on camera by the OG Project Veritas with James O'Keefe, with the first Project Veritas, they uncovered that. And then they went into attack O'Keefe and Project Veritas, talking about, you guys are doing the wrong thing. It's candid camera. They didn't know. It's like, well, wait a minute. Did they sell body parts or no at Planned Parenthood? And if it's a clump of cells, how are you going to sell body parts? Explain that. Like, what are we talking about? If there are intact body parts at Planned Parenthood, then what are we doing? It ain't a clump of cells. It ain't just nothing. But whatever. That already got exposed when they sold body parts from Planned Parenthood. All right. And then they're doing the same exact thing right here at Harvard. We live in an evil world. It's an evil world we live in. Shout out to Future. It's evil out here. People do crazy things, and you'd be surprised what people do. You'd be totally surprised what people do, man, what they're capable of doing. Do I have that video? Not of any kind of gross thing, but of the actual news report. I believe I do. All right. And you're gonna see some of the customers actually. You'll see the guy that sold the body parts. Breaking news. The morgue manager. You will also see some of the customers that were buying the body parts. All right.
That we've been following all day, a huge story here. Human body parts taken by a manager at the Harvard Medical School morgue and then sold to customers online.
The man accused of running the scheme faced a judge late this afternoon. He had nothing to say as he walked out of the court.
But families...
That's him right there, big man. Why's got to be a black dude? Anyway, I digress.
Who donated bodies to the school are left wondering if their loved ones have been impacted.
Investigators say Cedric Lodge ran the multi-state scheme over 4 years while he worked at Harvard Medical School's morgue.
We have team coverage tonight from the suspect.
For 4 years, that whole thing was going on, and they didn't know about it. Now, the feds have arrested him, so maybe the feds knew about it for a while, and they were building the case. You know, that's kind of how they do. When the feds come knocking, you're done. Whatever you did it. Go ahead and go to jail. Don't even try to fight it.
Suspects to the victims. And we begin with WBZ's Beth Germano. She's live outside a federal court in Concord, New Hampshire, where that morgue manager and his wife just faced the judge. Beth?
Well, federal prosecutors say these were grisly transactions, all done in the name of profit. A nationwide network that extended from Massachusetts to New Hampshire to Pennsylvania and beyond, starting in 2018. These are people who allowed their remains to be used to educate medical professionals. The former head of the morgue, Cedric Lodge, made an initial appearance in federal court here in Concord, New Hampshire this afternoon and left without answering our questions. What do you have to say to the families who made those donations, Mr. Lodge? Cedric Lodge, the head of the Harvard Medical School morgue, leaving federal court in Concord, New Hampshire without commenting, where he faced charges of stealing dissected human body parts from donated cadavers. His wife Denise also allegedly part of the money plot. even accused of bringing the remains to his Goffstown, New Hampshire home and sending some through the U.S. Postal Service.
Why would you do this, and why would you give access to that morgue?
Among the buyers identified in the indictment is Katrina McClain, the owner of Cat's Creepy Creations in Peabody.
So this right here, you see what's going on. We got like little creepy dolls, and I'm seeing some skulls and a few more things. Now, you could be looking at actual human skulls and whatnot. Like, rather than just being some plastic stuff from China, this could be real stuff because she was on the client list.
WBZ-TV had exclusive access to her business back in March when FBI agents also swarmed her Salem home, conducting a number of searches for which she had no comment at the time.
Is there anything that you want to say about the FBI search here yesterday?
But it caught the attention of neighbors.
They set up 2 tents in the backyard. They spent 8 hours here.
Now, according to the indictment, Katrina McClain agreed to purchase 2 dissected faces for $600 from Cedric Law.
Is that all? I mean, small amounts of money. Now, I'm not saying it should have been more money. It shouldn't have been done at all. But I'm just saying, you're risking everything over that. It's like, why? It just, people, they have no respect for human life.
Lodge, and they agreed to meet at the Harvard Medical School morgue to conduct the transaction. She also allegedly shipped skin to Jeremy Pauley of Pennsylvania.
So that guy right there is also one of the buyers. All right. So you can kind of see what's going on. I mean, I don't really got to say too much. You kind of see what he's looking like.
A self-described human blood artist to tan the skin to create leather in exchange for more human skin and ship it back to McClain, allegedly telling him, "Wanted to make sure it got to you, and I don't expect agents at my door." Another Pennsylvania man, Joshua Taylor, made electronic PayPal payments to the lodges totaling more than $37,000. $1,000 transaction was labeled head number 7. Another $200 transaction labeled brains.
It's crazy. It's a crazy world we live in, but that's what's going on over there at Harvard. Man, it's a mess, but it's a lot of that going on all over the world. And you'd be surprised of where it's happening. It could be your own neighbor. It could be a friend of yours. You never know what's going on. You saw their house in, what was that, New Hampshire? It looked pretty nice, run-of-the-mill house. You would never know that they were doing what they were doing in that house. It's crazy how that is. All right, but if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All righty. We got super chats on deck. I'm going to read those right quick. Do I have more video before I move forward? I might have one more, perhaps. Let me see if I do. Y'all just hang tight, and then I'm going to get right into the super chats. Thank y'all again for being here and supporting the show. I could not do it without you. All right, let's see. Did I get to everything? I got to your man that was acting the fool. I did do that. Let's see. The plane and all that. Yeah, I got to that. I think that is the main thing I wanted to do. Let's keep on rocking here. And the number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. First things first, super chat. Let's get to those right quick. Shout out to Orlando, who says Rose Montoya offered a sorry, not sorry apology for flashing on the White House lawn. Pennsylvania Governor John Fetterman meets the president wearing a sweatsuit. What's going on here? It's a crazy world in which we live. It really is. All right. Thank you to Laura Catherine for the high five emoji. Appreciate you for that. Thank you to William Scott Jr., who says the left will mock Christianity, but not Muhammad. Exactly. They don't want that Allahu Akbar smoke. They sure don't. Thank you to John Carter for becoming a member of the squad. Appreciate you, boss. Thank you to Slenderella Charming for the heartbeat, heart throb emoji. Appreciate you for that. Thank you to Z, ? Who says, remember Chuck E. Cheese animatronics? Well, those little, the people in the suits, I'm not quite sure what you mean. Thank you to Michael Critchlow, who says, congratulations to the Philly Starbucks manager who won $25 million after a federal jury found she was fired for being white. Hold on. Do I have that? I did see that. Let me see if I can find it. Philly Starbucks, $25 million. Was that the same Starbucks where they had the infamous incident? Hold on. I got a quick
Starbucks
news clip right here. Let me go ahead and play it. Not very long. Let's check it.
The Starbucks manager who claims that she was fired because she was white won her lawsuit against the coffee company. The New York Times reports that Starbucks was ordered to pay more than $25 million to that former regional manager. Shannon Phillips was let go amid the fallout of the high-profile arrest.
Oh, it was that same place. Wow. Wow. We didn't came full circle, huh? We didn't came full circle.
2 black men at a Center City, Philadelphia store. Phillips said that she had nothing to do with the arrests at 18th and Spruce in April of 2018. But she accuses Starbucks of responding to it by unfairly punishing white employees. Phillips says that she lost her job after objecting to the company putting another white manager on leave. Starbucks denied the claims, but a federal jury in New Jersey unanimously sided with Phillips.
You go woke, you go broke. You go woke, you go broke. So they did all of that. They fired the white employees. They opened up the bathroom to every crackhead in the whole world who wanted to use it. Okay, they really hurt their company in quite a few ways. And now they got to pay out $25 million to her and probably somebody else because she got fired for being white. It's crazy. But hey, you go woke, you go broke. It is what it is. But you know what? I don't know. They might not go broke because Starbucks, man, people, they're like dope fiends for that coffee. That coffee, I don't know what's in it, but that coffee hits differently. That coffee, man, I tell you, I see the most erratic people on the road going to Starbucks. They don't care. Like, if they go in one direction and they got to cross traffic coming this way to go to the Starbucks, I mean, they might risk getting hit by a car to make that cross. I've seen it. In the morning, oh, man, them Starbucks dope fiends be on something else. So, hey, if you sell crack, you're not going to business no time soon. But anyway, I digress. Thank you to No White Guilt, who says, things are getting bad when airplanes publicly smack each other on the hind parts. That wasn't prior air, was it? Hey, I hope not. Thank you to Joseph Allen, who says, we need the Knights Templar back. Thank you to Labrador Bulls, who says, I remember seeing those weirdos on Maury Povich back in the day, the club kids. There's a reason they made a movie about them called Party Monster. Thank you to Jen F, who says, I'm late, but did you notice he said P reading out those letters? What's P, sir? I don't know. Hey, we could put 2 and 2 together and still get 4. But thank you for your donation. Thank you to No White Guilt, who says, looks like not ABL's guest room all gunned up. Exactly. Yeah, that's not my guest room. I don't know where that is right there. Thank you to Labrador Bulls, who says, 5 boroughs of New York City are MAGA. Don't believe the hype. The Democratic machine is powerful and suppresses what the people want. Thank you to F Ranger Xbox, who says, Mel Gibson is putting out a 4-part series on the worldwide child sex trade. Ukraine is the epicenter. Thank you to Ed Ramsey, who says, military drills happening on U.S. soil. They mock Christianity. Causes the truth. All righty, there we go. We got all the supers. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. I wanted to talk about something. I think I missed something. Oh, going back to Jen F's comment about he mentioned the P and all those, remember earlier I was showing you the apology, quote unquote, from the dude, Rose Montoya, and he rattled off a bunch of letters and whatnot in a very quick fashion. Maybe he did it so quickly because he didn't want you to hear the hidden message in there, the P in there. You know, he said it like within 1 second. He said about 15 letters in 1 second. He didn't want you to hear the P. So that was a great observation from Jen. All righty. We got calls on deck. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling here. There's also an email in the description box for Skype. If it doesn't work right, it's not my fault. Y'all know who to blame. Don't blame me. Blame the white man. All righty. So let's go ahead and get rocking here. Let me get my Skype and everything together. Hold on. There we go. Let's get that together first. All right, there we go. I'm speaking to anonymous caller.
Hey, I'm Andre from the Belly of the Beast, Berkeley, California. How are you?
It's all good, man. But are you on speaker?
I'm not, but let me put my headset on here and see if this is better. Is that any better?
It's a little bit better, yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, I mean, you're probably in the big space because you got a little bit of an echo, but you're good.
Okay, right on. Sorry about that. So, can you hear me okay, Anthony?
Go for it. You good?
Okay, right on. Hey, I just wanted to make a quick shout out to you, of course, but the whole LGBTQ, ABL, P, alphabets, etc. I grew up in San Francisco as a kid, right by the Castro district. And back then, I mean, gays were getting beat up by cops. Cops would come in and just go to gay bars. It was bad. So I supported them wholeheartedly. They got their rights. Now they have all their rights. But now it's just about absolute power and control. And Scott Wiener, who, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Check him out. He's a California state senator. They're just all about pushing the agenda for their own grifting. It's almost like there's so much money in the nonprofit sector, and then just the whole LGBTQ plus infrastructure. It's almost become like big pharma, where it just feeds on itself in power because there's really nothing else that they don't have. So I just wanted to give you a quick, my thoughts on that. Get your thoughts on the power grab for the.
Yeah, it's a lot going on there. I think you have a lot of people that want to push their own particular narrative, and they're using the avenue of the LGBT to accomplish it. And if it's not stopped, they're going to go all the way to the limit.
Right. Yeah, and that's exactly what I see. Especially, I mean, the Bay Area is kind of the genesis of the alphabet movement, and it's amazing how you are. If you question it out here anywhere, you're a bigot, you're a homophobe, yada yada yada. So there's no discussion. So I'm not sure how it's going to end, but I agree with a lot of the people in the chat. Once Islam and the Muslims get tired of this, and they are, I've seen them at school board meetings, it's not going to be like the Catholics are pretty low key. They pray for you. Islam's not going to give them that kind of time. So I think that might kind of, no pun intended, kind of ignite the fire to turn the tide. But anyway, I'll let you go, man. Hey, thanks again for all you do, Anthony.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Take care now.
All right, shout out to the caller. And let's go to 936. You're on the line. We're speaking to 936.
Hey, ABL, it's Tommy in Texas.
All righty, man. What's going on?
I was just making sure you can hear me. I'm way out in the woods.
Are you loud and clear?
Man, thank you. Man, I've been aggravated ever since the last time Ivan was on the program, and I think he called Trump dumb about 5 or 6 times, and he even called you dumb because he said you didn't read the indictment, and he keeps hanging his hat on that indictment. He needs to understand that indictment is a list of accusations that have to be proven, and he's acting like that's just set in stone, and that's exactly what happened. And aside from that, he really needs to work on his accent, because I can barely understand but about half of what he says.
Right.
Do you know how long he's been here?
I don't know.
It's long enough. He ought to have a better accent than that. I know mine's not much better, but at least my words come out clearly. And I wanted to ask you a question. You and I are both, what we say, working class people.
Uh-huh.
if I offered you, it just came up to you and said, ABL, I've got $10 million. I'm going to give it to you, but I'm going to call you every name in the book and treat you, not physically, but just be as mean to you and as hateful to you as I can. Would you take the $10 million and listen to me for 5 minutes and then go on about your business?
Actually, no. I think I'm good on that. Like, I know some that would, but I'm not really into that. You know, that's not really my thing. But I mean, well, I know some that would, and it wouldn't even really be a big deal.
Well, my point is, if they want to, if people want us to get our country back on track, they need to put President Trump back in there and don't watch the news for 4 years. It's just that simple. Let him do his job and just don't watch the news, because the news is what keeps them so stirred up. And I think he can put us back on track. I assume that would be the best thing, especially with the other candidates that are out there. But I do appreciate your show. I usually listen to it on the repeat when I'm working, but I haven't had me aggravated for, a week and a half now. And I had to say something. I hope you have a good rest of the show, ABL. Thank you.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yes.
All right. Shout out to the caller. But yeah, now I've seen some of the comments. Now, would you guys go ahead and just be like, hey, man, I'm going to go ahead and take that bread. Call me whatever you want, but let me get that money. Hey, man, $10 million to change your whole life. But hey, y'all let me know what you think about that in the comments. All right, Tariq, what's going on?
Hey, can you hear me, bro?
I hear you. You a little bit breaking up. I think you
can
hear me? Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Let me know if you can't hear me. I'll take you off Bluetooth. No, bro, I wanna talk about this this Trump indictment, man. You know, because what I find interesting is that they wait until 2023, right before the man can run, and then they indict him. And then it's so crazy how people cannot see that this is clearly an abuse of power to stop a leading political candidate from running. Now, could you imagine this, bro? Trump using the DOJ to block Biden from running? Like, do you know how the media would react? So, you know, it's so crazy, bro. 2016, right? Russiagate. That was a lie. Okay, that's not going to work. Well, let's just impeach him twice. That didn't work. Now, the man is not even president, bro. Why are we still talking about it? You know what I'm saying? He's making more headlines than Joe Biden, bro. And the last time I checked, Joe Biden just got through falling down. Like, where did he fall down at? Was this like at a speech, or was he like exiting an airplane?
He fell at the Air Force Academy graduation.
Bro, now check this out, ABL. Now, and this is why I don't watch the media, bro. Weren't they saying that Trump had dementia and he was mentally ill? Biden is clearly gone in the head, bro. I don't even think he can make a speech. He can't even take a Q&A. You know what I'm saying? And then here's the other thing, man. Because I think we got to stop focusing on Democrats and focus on the Republicans, because that's the traitorous party. I saw Mike Pompeo on Fox News talking about Trump needs to be arrested. So these are all the people that was in his cabinet turning against him. Mike Pence turning against him. Like, all the Republicans, they're such cowards, bro. When Trump is not elected or he loses, that's when they start saying what they really want to say. But when he's in power, they start sucking up to him. And so the thing is, it doesn't even matter if Trump wins again. If we got these cowardly Republicans who fight for nothing, all they want to do is go overseas and fight Russia. They don't ever talk about any internal issues. That's why they lose all the LGBTQ fights. They lose all the fights on censorship. They get censored on social media. You don't see none of the Republicans fighting against none of that stuff. But it's only when Trump starts talking about, hey, how about we make peace with Russia? Hey, the Iraq war was a lie. Hey, let's not invade this country. Then they want to get animated, bro. If the Republicans voters do not vote out these traitorous Republicans. It doesn't matter if Trump wins because they're not going to allow any of his agendas to go through. You know what I'm saying? And one last thing, bro. Fox News, man. Fox News has got to go, man. Fox News, I've always said this, Fox News is controlled opposition. They only like Trump because he brought them a lot of viewership and no one else, and they wanted the Trump viewer. But now that he's gone, you can tell that they're turning on him. They're bringing all these rhinos on. No one cares what the Meghan McCain got to say. The only reason that clown is even popular is simply because she's one of these fake Republicans who hate Trump. So they're parading her around to the Trump voter to psychologically program them to say, here, this is a real Republican. These loser Republicans who fight for nothing. So I'm hoping the base wakes up, man. Vote out Lindsey Graham. Vote out Mitt Romney. Just vote out everyone. If you're not America first and you want to go fight Russia, or, you know, you're not going to do anything with domestic policy, you know what I'm saying? Get them out, man. And that's pretty much all I got to say.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you.
I take care.
All right, great call. Fantastic. Shouts to my man for the call. Let's get to some more here. All right, let's go. 405, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, what's going on?
It's all good, boss. What's happening?
I had my ups and downs since we last talked, but I'm still alive and kicking.
Well, good to hear it.
Yeah, I want to make a quick comment about these so-called nuns and whatever that was at the Dodger games the other day or yesterday. Now, yeah. I don't have a very high IQ, so I'm just going to say this. Both sides of my family were very religious in the Christian faith. Okay, I'm not sure they're Catholic or not, but that's not here or there. But if my grandparents would have seen, the pole dancing on the cross, I think they'd be very, very upset with these people. And I like to consider myself somewhat of a spiritual person, even though I don't go to church as much, but I try to respect everybody's faith, and if there's something we disagree about it, well, let's just talk about it. I don't like this and this in the Bible, or I don't like this and this and whatever, but at least I can show them some respect. I mean, that's what seems to be a problem with people these days. They don't respect religion as much, and it's just ridiculous to see these idiots, desecrate, religion and think they can get away with it.
Right, exactly.
And another thing, these people who are calling into targets with bomb threats and all, listen, if you don't like what Target is doing, just don't shop there until they get rid of what you don't like. I mean, yeah, I'm just boycotting them through the month, maybe longer, I don't know, but at least I don't go to the line that these people are going through too. If you dislike something about the company, just say it and move on. God, I mean, people are such like children. They think they got to do everything in their power just to get rid of a store or something just because they are promoting something that you don't like. I mean, it seems and I won't keep saying it seems people that are lacking common sense these days.
Oh, they most certainly are. Common sense ain't too common anymore.
Well, I mean, that's why I try to talk to you. I try to have common sense in the topic we're talking about. And if you don't like my point of view, just say, hey, I disagree with you. Have a nice day. That's all you got to say to me. I mean, you don't have to be a total complete moron about it and say, oh, you say something hateful. What did I say was hateful when I didn't say anything bad about it?
Right.
I mean, I try to respect everybody's, personal beliefs and all, but it's just ridiculous what people believe. Well, I need to get going. I need to make sure that my gun collection's okay because I don't want somebody coming right to my house
Right on.
Yeah, and I mean, I know you got your, you had your guns taken away because of a boating accident, which I feel sorry for you, ABL.
Well, thank you for that, man. Definitely.
All right, talk to you later.
Thank you. All right, shout out to the caller. Yeah, the boating accident was so tragic. You know, I ain't know what I was going to do. All right, let's keep on rocking here. The number to call, 434-658-1220. All right, let's go. 405 and online. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, hello, ABL. This is Deontay in Oklahoma City.
All right, man. What's going on?
Man, ABL, I want to talk activity, man. You be cracking me up. Every time I click on like a popular article, guess who in the comment section?
Oh, that's me. Yeah.
Anthony Brian Logan, man. You be cracking me up. Like, all right, one thing I know for sure. All right, actually, there's two things you can know about ABL if you follow him on Twitter. Go ahead and follow him on Twitter. I don't know his Twitter handle, but one thing is he don't like fat girls. So if you ain't, I'm gonna put it in ABL terms. If you ain't petite, then he don't want it. And then also, if you dirty, if you ain't clean, I know ABL say he a clean freak. Then if you fat and dirty, he don't want you. So go ahead and get off. Don't be hollering at ABL if you fat and dirty.
You got it 100% correct. I can't do a thing with it.
No, man, I just want to shout out, man. Your Twitter activity be killing me. Like I said, this is Deontay from Oklahoma City, so I engage with some of your Twitter stuff, but every time it's like it'd be like black culture. I'll be like, wait, what is ABL? You know, but I know you black, so I can't be surprised. You know, you ain't a cornball or anything, but you be commenting on everything. So I just had to say what's up and comment on your Twitter activity.
Well, thank you for that, man. Thank you for the support, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, yeah, of course, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right, now.
Bye.
Yeah, shout out to Twitter. Twitter is a fun place for me. Twitter is funny because I get to comment on like a lot of the social stuff to get those who are not necessarily into politics over to my side, and I get a lot of my news. Twitter is a great place for news because you're not going to get as much censorship over there. And what I'll do when I see a story on Twitter, I'll just research it. I won't just see a story on Twitter and just go with it. I'm gonna research it. That's why whenever I write my articles, I got a lot of sources because I researched it from everywhere, not just on Twitter.com. But yeah, if you ain't petite, you for the streets. That's my motto right there. Shout out to my man for noticing that. Okay, let's keep on rocking here. You on the call? I'm speaking to 617.
Hey, how you doing, man? I just got watching, listening to your show about this guy, what a guy calls, because he say my accent and I don't know what I'm listening. You still haven't read the indictment, right?
Look, you already asked me that question. We're not going to do that no more.
Okay, so you haven't read it.
Yeah. No, I've already. We're past that. So what's next?
So what is next is all the issues that in the indictment has already been proven. That's why
it's been proven. How did he already go to court and get found guilty?
Well, he got to go to court, but it's been that they already have the evidence. It's like somebody shoot somebody, their own camera shooting. They got the fingerprint, they got the guns. There's no way you can escape it, right?
So what's the evidence you're talking about?
Well, the evidence one is the call that they listened when he told the writer that he has this document that he could not disclassify because it's no longer president. So he knew that the document was not classified.
Have you heard the call?
Wasn't disclassified.
Have you heard the call?
Yeah.
You heard it? Where's
no,
it?
I haven't heard the call myself.
Oh,
but
okay.
I trust.
Cool. So basically, just hearsay. Okay, I got it. But what evidence is available that I can see right now?
Well, that's information. Well, you could read the information. You can look at the actual evidence, listen to the tapes, because that's our confidential information from the DOJ.
So okay, but my question, sir, listen to me now. My question was, what evidence is available that I can view for myself right now? Not just the accusation. What evidence is available right now that I can see and or hear myself?
No, because it hasn't been released because
okay.
the trial. We haven't have a trial yet. That's why.
Okay, yeah, exactly. You gotta have a trial, and before you're proven guilty, you're presumed innocent. And what you said, and excuse me,
but,
and what you said about it being the equivalent of somebody shooting somebody on camera and they see it and there's evidence there. That's not this case, because in that case I could see the videotape. It'd be on Instagram somewhere. I'm not done talking. I'm not done talking. So I could just see the tape. I could see it right there. Okay, that happened. I played the tape earlier of a guy shooting somebody. That's evidence right there. It was self-defense. I saw it, but you're not giving me that I can see right now, so it ain't the same thing. But go ahead.
So do you believe the DOJ is going to make up documents about the former president of the United States?
Sure.
Do you really believe that?
Sure. I mean, the government has been corrupt before, Fast and Furious, and then you had the whole thing with the FISA warrants. The government is not some kind of just altruistic, pure, and good agency. We know about that. We know they do things. Excuse me, I'm not done. We know they do things on the right and left that are not necessarily up to snuff. So I would not put it past them making up stuff.
So but I'm asking you, do you believe they're making all this stuff? All the things are made up. All the accusation that he has, all the counts, I think it was 44, 42 counts, they're all made up. Do you believe they're all made up?
I think some things might not be true. I think some things could be true. But I also think, excuse me, sir, not done talking. Let me finish talking before you interrupt me, sir. Now, I think some things could be true and some things might not be true. But one thing I know is that this would not even be going this far if it was anybody else other than Trump, not Mike Pence, not Hillary Clinton. James Comey said that there is enough evidence to charge Hillary Clinton in the email thing. He said that. It's on the FBI.gov website. You can look at it right now. It's a whole transcript. He said it on TV. He said, excuse me, sir, not done talking, sir. Excuse me, not done talking, sir. He said there's enough evidence to charge her for the email situation, but no reasonable prosecution would bring the case forward. And then he said that there wasn't, and I'm paraphrasing, there wasn't a precedent for it. Now, we just bypass all that with Trump. We bypass all that. That's what's going on. This is a political thing. James Comey, FBI director, said there's evidence you could charge Hillary Clinton. He said it, but we're not going to do it. That's what he said.
Can't even tell me why.
See, you're not even listening, though. See, you're not listening. You got to just close your mouth and do more listening. So did you hear what I said?
Yeah, you said that there were evidence, but they did not charge her. Why did
no.
And why they charging Trump?
That's not what I said. James Comey said that they had enough evidence to charge her, but they didn't because no reasonable prosecutor would bring forward the case. That's what he said.
And why no prosecutor will bring the case?
He said that there was no.
Why?
Excuse me. I'm telling you what he said. I don't know what's going on other than what he said.
Oh, you didn't. That's something because you didn't read the document.
I read what James Comey said.
You did not.
Excuse me. It's on FBI.gov. Anybody can read it right now.
So, but I'm asking you.
Excuse me, sir. I don't know anything other than what he said. I'm not going to speculate about why he did what he did. I'm going to tell you why he did what he did from his own mouth, not from my opinion. He said that there wasn't a precedent for it and no reason prosecution would bring forward the case. But he said there's evidence to charge her. So what are we talking about?
Okay,
you're saying there's evidence to charge Trump. He's being charged. There's evidence to charge Hillary Clinton, but she's not being charged. So this is all BS. It's all phony. They're still investigating Joe Biden right now, and they're dragging their feet. They can wait until he die to finish the investigation because they don't want to really charge him. It's all a dog and pony show. Government being corrupt. The federal government sucks. Everybody knows it. It's not even a secret. That's the problem. Left and the right, both corrupt on the federal level. The most important thing is your state government. That's why I tell everybody to vote local. Federal government, way too big, way too powerful, way too corrupt. But go ahead. I'll give you your last word.
Okay, so you haven't told me why they did not charge Hillary and why they're charging Trump. So you haven't read the...
I said it. You're not listening. You're not listening. See, I said that...
But you got to read why.
Excuse me, sir. Just be quiet and listen. I said that he said that there was not a precedent for it. That's why they're not charging. That's what he said.
No, that's not the reason.
That's what he said, though. So, excuse me. Excuse me, sir. Is that not what he said? Am I lying about what he said?
Let me talk
no. Answer the question. Am I lying about what he said?
No, but what is the reason?
So if you ask me the question, why didn't they charge her? I give you the reason that he said, and you said that I'm not lying, then and then what to say?
The reason behind it is because her charges were not intentional. So what she did was not intentional in compared to Trump that was intentional. That's the difference.
No, that's not what he said. Who said that?
Nah, that's the difference.
But excuse me. Wait a minute. Who said that?
That's what I read from the report. Was not intentional.
So did James? So is that what James Comey said?
I'm telling you what is behind his words.
Okay, so you're saying you're giving your opinion about why he did what he did.
No, it's not my opinion. That's what the report said.
So the report said that it did not charge her with a crime because what she did was unintentional.
Was unintentional. So pretty much,
excuse me.
You know why they charged her? But I'm asking you, you know why they were charging her?
Excuse me. Is that what they said? Did they say? Answer the question directly. Did they say they did not charge her because what she did was unintentional? Yes or no?
Was unintentional, exactly.
So is that you're not answering the yes or no question? Did
I
they
just
say?
Asked you, I just answered you.
Just answer yes or no. Don't do nothing else other than say yes or no.
I just told you.
Excuse me. Did they say the reason they did not charge her is because what she did was unintentional? Yes or no?
Was unintentional?
Yes or no? See, you're not answering the question. Good night. Good night. Good night. James Comey said the reason why they didn't charge her is because nobody reasonable would bring forward the case. No prosecution would bring forward the case that they were reasonable. And he said there was not prior precedent. Matter of fact, can I bring it up right quick? Because I just saw this the other day. I just had to, yeah, here it is right here. Look at this. See, I got it right here. From July 5th, 2016. Okay. Statement by FBI Director James B. Comey on investigation of Secretary Hillary Clinton's personal personal email system. Now, let me just scroll down. Let me see. I'm going to just get straight to it. Now, here we go. Here's the key element right here, right? Let me just put that right there. Oop, hold on. Let me get the Skype out the way. 1 second, callers. I'm going to get right back to you guys. Let me show it here. Okay. Although there is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding, hold on. Let me go back to where I was. Okay, there we go. Although there is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. Prosecutors necessarily weigh a number of factors before bringing charges. There are obvious considerations like the strength of evidence, especially regarding intent. Responsible decisions also consider the context of a person's actions and how similar situations have been handled in the past. So he's probably referring to this right here. Intent. Now, they didn't say the reason why they didn't charge her is because it was unintentional. That's not what they said right here. They said that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. They're going to consider a lot of factors. Okay, strength of the evidence, especially regarding intent. Responsible decisions also consider the context of a person's actions and how similar situations have been handled in the past. Now, this right here is referring to precedent. Okay, if there have been things like that in the past and there were no charges, then we're not going to charge her because it would set precedent. So what happened with Trump was they had Alvin Bragg set the precedent of charging a former president. That set the precedent. Now we have charges in Miami, Florida. You might get charged in Georgia too for the whole election thing. You see what I'm talking about? It says it right here. This is FBI.gov, straight from James Comey. All right. So reasonable is a key term. Exactly. That is why they didn't charge her. He got on TV and said that. And you're not going to go on TV and say anything like that if there was no evidence to charge her. But I digress. All right. Let's keep on rocking here. The phone lines are jam-packed. 909, who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, this is Steven.
All right, what's going on?
Hey, I just came through. I had to take a trip to Wyoming. I came back through Tennessee, Kentucky, and Tennessee. I was really loving the Smoky Mountains there.
Oh yeah, beautiful out there, right by Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Dollywood. Very nice area.
Yeah, I came back down the 75 corridor, so I kind of didn't see a whole lot, and I was kind of in a hurry to get back to Florida. But
right, I'm with you.
My only problem is I need a golf course.
Right.
So I'll have to do a Google search for golf courses near me. But yeah, I'm thinking of changing my state to Tennessee.
So are you in Florida right now, or like where do you live right now?
Yeah, I actually have Wyoming residency, but I've been in Florida for like 3 years, just kind of enjoying the East Coast instead of the West Coast.
Okay, I got you.
I'm a full-time RVer, so I can kind of go where I want. I just hitch up and move.
I see.
But I'm retired too, so retired UPS driver, so I'm kind of footloose and fancy free, kind of enjoying the country, not being tied down to a certain residency. So,
well, yeah, definitely Tennessee is a good place to be. You know, like the eastern part, right where you were on 75, that corridor is very nice. Nashville is nice too. It's a good place to be. No state income tax. It's nice.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, because Wyoming doesn't have that either.
Right.
But the real reason I called in was, have you heard of Javon Price?
Yes.
Yeah. I just heard an interview. He was on Red Voice Media, and he got interviewed. I forget who the interviewer was, but he's a really smart kid. He came up through Byron Donalds.
Yeah, definitely.
But man, that interview, it was about a half an hour interview, maybe 45 minutes, but that kid is really smart.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. You know, I follow him on social media. He has a lot of good commentary,
Okay.
so I gotta check it out and see what he was talking about there.
Right. I watched it on Rumble, so that's where the interview is, under the Red Voice Media channel.
Okay.
It's actually you probably can't search for it, but it's I guess if you search the Red Voice Media tab, it'll be it's like an 11-hour stream. They hooked a bunch of interviews up all at once, and so you might have to scroll through it to find Javon's stream. But it was a really, really good and really good interview, and the kid just like amazed me. I think he's still only like 22 or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, ABL, that's all I had. Love your show. I'll be listening in. Thank you.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right, bye.
All right, shout out to the caller. Good call. Let's go to some more here. Caller, who I'm speaking to, 717.
Hey, ABL, it's Moses. How you doing tonight?
It's all good, man. Can't complain.
That's good. That's good. Well, my uncle's complaining right now, even though he was the one that was shilling for John Fetterman. He was like a big John Fetterman supporter. And I was like, dude, you don't want to support this guy because he's brain dead. Oh, no, it's not. You're just being an ableist. Well, look what happened today. Now he has buyer's remorse. I keep telling him.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know how he was supporting John Fetterman because it's like, have you seen him? Like, did you see him before you voted for him? I mean, clearly he is not there.
Yeah, I guess he has a motto of vote blue no matter who. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you might need a brain in your head first, maybe. I don't know.
So I wanted to ask you a question. I posted it in the comment, and I just want to get your thoughts. Do you think that this Pride Month has been kind of interesting because you've seen a lot of pushback, you've seen a lot of rejection. Do you think this could be the Pride Month to end all Pride Months? Because it seems like no one's having it anymore, especially with the indoctrination that's been going on. Do you think this could be like the last Pride Month? If it is, cool. I'm actually happy about that, but I just want to get your thoughts.
I don't think it'll be the last Pride Month. I think they're going to try to double down on it. I think it's just going to get more political from here because it's so much stuff going on that it's going to be controversial, but I don't think it's going to be the last one.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel as if this is going to be it's going to be rocky like next year for the next Pride Month. I mean, the only reason I say that is because my cousin is gay. You know, I love her to death. Do I agree with her lifestyle? No, but I would love her regardless. And these activists are obviously making it worse for her, and I just feel bad because she's going to be rejected because of these activists. You think that they're your allies, but they're not. They're just creating more and more division, and they're going to make it a lot worse for you to have a job. They're going to make it a lot worse for you because people are going to think, she's LGBTQ. Is she a groomer? Is she that? That's probably what's going to happen in the future, but not a lot of people see that. I just don't understand why.
Yeah, people, they don't really. I was playing the clip from Idiocracy, the movie earlier, and people are kind of leaning into that. They just don't really understand what's going on around them. Just kind of walking around, kind of clueless.
Yep, they are kind of clueless. And then there's one more thing I wanted to say before I let you go. I was having a discussion with a buddy of mine, and he was really an advocate to ban all guns. A big advocate, which I'm not a big fan of. I'm a big fan of the two-way because, you grew up in the hood, right? You and I grew up in the hood. I grew up in Chicago, Illinois, right where Humboldt Park was, and we had to deal with a bunch of gang wars. And I asked him the one question he was stumped on, and I don't know why some conservatives don't use this argument, but this is the question I asked him. How do you expect people in the hood to protect themselves from the Bloods and the Crips? How do you expect them to protect themselves from gang members? Because I remember before I moved out of Chicago, after 2 weeks, there was a buddy of mine that was living next door to me. He actually got deleted in his apartment by a gang member, which is crazy. So I just want to ask you, do you sometimes use that, question, like how do you expect people to protect themselves from the Bloods and Crips? And do you think people should start using that as a counter argument for gun control?
I'm going to tell you this. I don't really try to convince people that my argument is correct anymore. If I'm having a debate, like if it's like a setup debate where both sides are trying to be heard by the outside, like for example, I will go on RT a lot and I will have debates with Maurice Everson and other people, another guy named Anthony. The whole point of those debates would be for the crowd on YouTube or whatever to watch it and then see whose side they're on. But just one person to person, it's kind of a waste of time because you're not really going to convince them unless they want to hear from you, unless they really are interested and they reach out to you. And then at that point, I could just explain to them different things that my side can bring. But just trying to just approach them and get them to change their mind when they're not even open, I don't waste my time. But if they're open, I will say some common sense things like, hey, people in the hood, they live in a dangerous place. They got to protect themselves. I showed a video earlier of a 65-year-old man shooting the would-be mugger who was also armed. So it's a great equalizer. If you're a senior citizen, you're 75 to 80 years old, and you got this guy half your age, a 30-year age with a weapon, you got to protect yourself.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I got him to open up a little bit. It was like, yeah, you got a point, because no matter what, these gangs are going to find a way to get access to a gun, especially with the southern border open, especially with everything that's going on. You can use conspiracy theories like the black market, but honestly, they're going to find a way to get a gun. Disarming citizens is not the right solution. But that's all I'm going to say, ABL. I do appreciate everything that you do. God bless you. God bless everybody in the chat. And let's go, Brandon, and let's go, Fetterman.
Right on, man. Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Hey, appreciate you. Bye-bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Great call. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Hopefully the sound is good. If the sound is good, y'all let me know. If it's not, y'all let me know. But I think we are golden. Let's keep on rocking. Let's go 801. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's up, ABL? This is Mecca.
All right, man. What's going on?
Hey, man. So, like, that one caller that called in that was saying, how do you know if it was intentional? I don't know if he's been, like, keeping up with the news, but, like, it's old news, man, about Hillary Clinton and all the emails and the cell phone. Like, when you bleach bit erase your drive, you know what I mean, on your computer, I don't know, like, that's common sense. That's intentional. You're intentionally deleting it, especially when that's what they're subpoenaing. They're subpoenaing those emails. And the same thing with the phones. You know what I mean? They subpoena the phones, her and her staff members, and she purposely smashed those phones with hammers. I mean, this is old news that, like, if he doesn't know this by now, then he hasn't been keeping up. I called the other time and I said, this guy keeps watching CNN and MSNBC, man. And so it's him that's not getting the right news. And that's what happens when they keep watching these fake news media, man. They get fed the wrong news, and then they start calling in and saying things like, how do you know if it's not intentional? Bro, it's common sense. Like, my 8-year-old daughter can figure that out if somebody's smashing things when you're asking for it and they're like, no, let me smash it. Like, obviously you're trying to hide something. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, so that's kind of what I wanted to say to that dude. The last caller that was saying, we need guns against gangs. That's kind of what we've been preaching all along. Like, we always need guns to defend ourselves from criminals. But usually Bloods and Crips, so I kind of grew up in the hood, and usually Blood and Crips, they don't go out to the rural areas. They're always in the city and the hood. So, like, we're not really worried about them. Those that, live out in the rural areas. Like, I live in Utah, and so, like, we don't really deal too much with gang members. I mean, unless it's, like, downtown Salt Lake, and there's, like, a bunch of wannabe gangs. But, like, when I was living in California and Hawaii, like, those guys, they're for reals. But out in Utah, we're more like defending ourselves, from like you got these mass shooters, you got these home robberies, these guys that just go around and trying to kill people for money or quick buck or whatever, gas station shooters or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, I just thought that was, like, that argument was kind of an old argument too. Like, we always been saying that's what we need guns for, because these gang members or criminals, they'll always find a way to get guns. But I mainly wanted to call in because, so, like, I just had a quick thought about the whole protest against those trannies or trans that were in nun outfits and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, I was watching the news and there was quite a few, like, Hispanics I noticed that were protesting, and it just made me feel good because I'm from the islands. I'm from Hawaii, and very heavy Democratic state. But, like, deep down inside, man, a lot of us migrants that come to the United States, we're pretty rooted as far as, like, religious. So we're pretty good on that. I think that's a good thing that's kind of turning a lot of the migrants away from the Democrats. Because I'll tell you right now, like, a lot of us, we move here, first thing they slap us with is, like, food stamps, a bunch of government housing programs, a bunch of Democratic programs that makes us vote Democrat. And then when we realize, like, man, this is just keeping us in the hood. This is just keeping us in the projects. Like, why are we still doing this? Then we tend to move to, conservative states, and then we realize, like, oh, man, we succeed more when we're in a red state or whatever. But I just thought that was pretty cool. Like, how I'm starting to see more migrants, because a lot of migrants, they're very deeply rooted with their religion, and it definitely teaches against, LGBTQ and all that stuff. So maybe it's a good thing that, like, they're kind of teaching us, Americans, because I'm also starting to notice that a lot of Americans, they came here back in the 1700s very religious, but then they slowly, like even conservatives, there's a lot of conservatives that are like, nah, man, I'm not religious, but I'm conservative. And I think that slowly, when you slowly, take that religion out of your family, your genealogy or whatever, or your posterity, eventually your kids start to become liberal, their kids start to become more liberal. Next thing you know, I feel like that's the reason why they kind of fall into that trap. Whereas you got a bunch of, migrants that are coming in and they're still strong in their religion and they see this stuff and they're like, the hell? We didn't come to America for this. I mean, this is totally different than what we thought America was going to be. And so they're like standing up, they're protesting, they're bringing their law of Moses as far as fighting, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. But I mean, I just thought it was pretty cool that like to see a lot of different racial ethnicity diversity in the protest against the LGBTQ community. And then that also reflects with, if you notice the presidential candidates, like you see a lot of diverse candidates, man, like Tim Scott, Ramaswamy, Nikki Haley. I know she's a rhino, and then you got that Suarez guy out of Miami that just came out. So I'm like, whoa, this is actually the party of diversity. Like, then you look at the Democratic side and you got Joe Biden and RFK, and you're like, wait a minute, there's a bunch of white guys over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute. But yeah, I just thought that was pretty cool, man. But that was my main thing. Like, if we just continue, I mean, we don't have to be religious, like super religious, right. But I think as long as we recognize that God played a huge role with, us succeeding and prospering on this land, this promised land, I think that's what keeps our conservatism alive and keep it going. So, yeah, man. Bro, keep up the good work. Peace out, brother.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate you. All right, shout out to the caller. And let's go to some more here. Let's go to 662. You're on line. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, good evening, ABL. This is Benjamin. How are you?
Well, about yourself?
Doing pretty good. Just a couple of points I wanted to bring up. Let's start with the LGBTQ 1 + 2 = 6 group. But the problem with that that's really obvious is that if you can't reproduce, then you have to recruit, and that's all that they're doing is promoting recruiting to expand their population, because that's only about 1% of the U.S. population, and it's just absolutely horrible that they're allowing this stuff in our schools and to our children. I think that is 100% terrible. So I'm going to move on to that from that, and I'm going to ask you, did you see the CBS interview with Paul Ryan, who stuck his head out?
I did not see that.
Well, of course, he's an anti-Trumper, which he clearly expressed in that, and he's kind of one of these kumbaya people that think that, we need to get someone in there that's going to be calm and not do anything and, not rock the boat too much. And that kind of lines up with why I like Tim Scott, but he's not going to make it, and neither is Pence. He's not going to make it. America's mad. And the only person that represents that anger and really has the fighting spirit of America is Trump. So that's why he's going to carry the nomination and likely to the White House, hopefully. But there, there's a lot of complications in there. But basically, America's mad, and it's not going to take. You can't softball this problem to the White House. That's not going to work for any of the candidates. I want to move on from that point and kind of go over the history of the Trump raid. So before Trump's Mar-a-Lago was raided, correctly, the FBI had already visited and kind of basically did an inventory of what he had. They went back home. They said, okay, what kind of crimes can we come up with? And then we have probable cause because we know these documents are there. So then they got the search warrant. Then it went on TV, and then they exploited the whole situation to where we are today. Is that not correct?
That's what it sounds like to me.
That's what I thought, ABL. All right, well, thanks for taking my call. I don't want to hold you too long. A lot of good callers out there. Enjoy the show.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
All right, shout out to the caller. Great calls tonight. You guys are on fire. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. 304, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, it's Derek the Mountain Dog, your favorite Georgia/West Virginia boy. How you doing?
It's all good, man. How about yourself?
I'm all right, man. I've been trying to get through the past couple of times, but anyways, I'm glad I got through this time. The Harvard Morgue director, or whatever his title is, he was sending packages just through regular U.S. postage. Could you imagine getting the wrong package from that guy?
Oh man, that'd be crazy. I'd be like, man, am I about to die? Like, what's going on? I'd be scared for my life.
Yeah, you'd be like, what's in the box? You open a box and there's a whole head right there or something.
Oh man, it's crazy.
But nah, I don't know if you remember. This was back, I think, I don't know how old I was. If I was maybe in high school or even middle school. But the tri-state crematorium thing in Georgia, Tennessee, and Alabama, there was a crematorium, and they were, instead of putting the ashes in urns and doing what they were supposed to do, they were just kind of like tossing them out back, the ashes of people.
Oh wow, that's crazy. I don't remember that one, but that's nuts.
Yeah, it was at least 20 years ago, but, whenever that was happening, my dad, he was like, you can buy land and turn it into a cemetery because there's always going to be business in death, and seeing this guy, this Harvard guy, doing this just made me think of that, not in a creepy way, but, it's a true statement. People are always going to be dying, right?
That's right.
But I don't know. I know at the beginning of the show you said you were going to talk about the IRS raid on the gun store in Montana. I got busy for a couple of minutes, but I didn't think you'd have enough time to talk about it. Did you?
Did I talk about that? I can't really remember. I think I might have, but I'm not sure because I talk so much. Yeah.
Well, either way, I wanted to put my input in on it because I watched your video on it earlier. The guy said that they didn't have to notify the sheriff, right, of his town. But why do you think that is? Possibly because if they did that, the sheriff is more than likely to be a pro-gun guy, and he would have been like, well, I'm going to have to talk to the mayor, and then the mayor would have to go through the governor, and been a big fuss about it, especially in Montana, you know what I mean? And the congressman would get in on it, and then they would have to actually jump through the hoops that they actually should have had to jump through to raid this guy.
Yeah, I mean,
because as far as I can tell, they didn't even catch. He hasn't done anything wrong.
Yeah, I mean that definitely could be a reason why they wouldn't tell the sheriff.
But yeah, I mean that's all I wanted to say, man.
Well, thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Thanks for taking it. Later, bye.
All right, yeah. Shout out to the caller. Great call. And let's keep on rocking here. The number to call, you guys know what it is: 434-658-1220. 773.
That definitely could be.
ABL, sorry. ABL, can you hear me? It's your retired Chicago police officer friend.
I hear you well. What's going on?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that I'm a proud member of the ABL XYZ Plus community. So that's number one.
Right.
ABL, I wanted to talk about something, but Ivan kind of triggered me a little bit. And, I respect Ivan's opinion, even though I don't agree with it at all, because this is what we're up against. These people hate Trump so much that they'll ignore everything else. They're ignoring Biden and Biden's laptop. They're ignoring President Biden, what he's done with the bribe money that he takes. They're not going to ask, they're not going to take him to task to answer some of these things that they know might lead to his indictment and wrongdoing. The reason they indict Trump is simply this, is that they're afraid that he's going to get back in power and they don't want him to be back in power. And it's as simple as that. They're harassing him. That's what they're doing. Same thing with the gun guy at the gun store. They're harassing the guy. You know, as the man said, he crosses all his T's and dots all his I's. You know, the IRS, if they're there for because he's not paying taxes on the money he's making from being a gun owner, okay, you would never hear that story. They would just audit him and fine him or lock him up without any fanfare. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to make an example of people like that, especially in Montana where there's a lot of preppers. See, in the city here, you know, I mean, I'm a former police officer. I have weapons and you know, but if they shut my water off and I'm not able to buy food, believe me, I'm not going to eat the dandelions in my backyard because that's all I have. You know, you're at their mercy. So they want to make an example of that guy and they want it publicized to let them know. They want to take the guns out of your hands. They want to jump on this AR-15 stuff to start with that, but they want to take every handgun and every weapon out of people's hands. That's what they want to do. And here's the thing, ABL. You know, as a police officer, I've got a lot of guns off the streets. I have dealt with some people that say, well, I need the gun because, you know, I live in the projects. It's dangerous. I have this gun, and now they've been arrested. This is after they're at the police station. You know, the reason I have the gun is because I have to protect myself from all the gangbangers, this and that. What I've always told them is, listen, you're out there on the streets. You're out there running around doing stuff. That's why I stopped you. I didn't stop the guy that has a gun in his pocket that's going to the store to go get a gallon of milk and go home. I have never arrested anybody that's sitting on their lazy boy and eating Cocoa Puffs and watching cartoons. I've never done that. I've always arrested people, except on search warrants that I've been. I've only arrested people that are out on the streets. I'm stopping you for a reason. Just because you're also a drug dealer and you have to protect yourself from other drug dealers is not a good enough excuse that you have to protect yourself, and this is why you have a pistol on you. So that's my take on the gun thing. You know, there's people out there that have weapons. They're driving around. Even a cab driver back in the day when guns were illegal here in Chicago. There was no concealed carry here in Chicago. You know, sometimes there was a cab driver that, you know, for whatever reason, he got into an altercation with a fare that wouldn't pay, and he didn't pull out his gun. But then, you know, he might have a pistol on him to protect himself, but he's not pulling it out on people left and right like people are on the streets. So that's the thing about that, ABL. And the whole Trump thing, you know, they want to persecute him. That's what they want to do. They want to make it impossible for him to successfully become president again. Even though, just like the mayor of Washington, D.C. was on tape smoking crack and he was reelected, they can elect Trump from a jail cell. But it's unlikely that would happen. And that's what's happening. They're so blinded by their hate of Trump that anything is on the table. I forgot, what was that guy's name that said, I don't care if he has a bunch of dead kids buried in his basement. We have to do whatever's necessary to keep Trump out of office. If you recall that one video. I forget who did it. I'm sure you're familiar with it. They just hate Trump that much. Simple as that. Anyway, thanks for taking my call, ABL, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Great call as always. Shout out to my retired Chicago police officer buddy. Always a great call. 304 online. Who am I speaking to? Okay, I think we got a little problem with Skype. Let me do a quick restart of Skype. There you go. You know, Skype was. I think my man broke Skype. The call was so good. Let me just do a quick reset. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Alrighty. Let's keep on rocking here. All right, give me a second and fix that. There we go. 912, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's going on, ABL? It's your boy, Joel Davis Media Network. Let me go cut you down in the background. Sorry about that, bro.
That's all good.
Hey, man. I've been trying to get through the lines. You popping tonight, man. Very much. First things first, I wanted to say before I get into the topics is that I want to remind everybody that follow us conservative channels. I know I'm very small compared to you and Brandon and Jericho, but if y'all notice, especially you have not been able to hit 1 million yet. And to me personally, I think it's because of what's going on with us being able to tell the truth, because they don't want us to tell the truth. If you haven't heard about Black Conservative Patriot, he got banned from YouTube, and now he's on Rumble. So I don't know how far the rabbit hole is going to go with them banning us to have a voice on YouTube, but I would suggest every content creator, small or big, to invest in Rumble, and I would also highly encourage everyone that follows us on YouTube to also follow us on Rumble, because it's a jungle out here, man, as a conservative.
You're right about that for sure. It is pretty rough. That's why I try to be everywhere. I try to be on all the social media platforms. I'm everywhere, so my presence can't really be denied. You're going to see me regardless, so they might as well just let me be where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, and thank God, Black Conservative Patriot did that. I mean, even though he was at 700,000 followers, but now, he's at 31 over there thousand at Rumble. That just goes to show you guys how crazy it is right now in these times. I wanted to really call in about the whole situation with the White House, with the whole Pride Month on the lawn that became disgustingly despicable. This should tell us as a nation where we at right now with it when it comes to these suits. When we allow our children, our second graders, our third graders, or even our preschoolers to see this kind of content at the White House, this is supposed to be the essential place that represents not only our country, but what our government stands for. And to have that go on is more than just a disgrace. It is making all our forefathers, Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Jefferson, turn over in their graves, because that's not what they fought for. They fought for this country to be safe for everyone. You know what I'm saying? And not to mention, too, to have respect while doing it. And I have nothing against the alphabet community. I mean, you already heard me tell you I got people in my family and everything else. What I do have a problem with is when you're exposing it on the forefront to where our children can get influenced the wrong way. When I have to explain to my 4-year-old or my 3-year-old why they cannot be this, that, or the third, because there's preschool teachers telling them that's what they need to be. And that's exactly why people is leaving California, because of that amendment they just passed, where now any family member or whoever, you know what I'm saying, if you're a mother or father, whatever, can change the sex of the child while you're in the middle of a custody battle. Ain't nothing you can do about it. If you don't comply, your child gets taken away from you, your rights get taken away from you. And this is just ridiculous. And now they even got the teachers involved. So this just goes to show you this is where we at currently right now. And the indictment with Trump, everybody got to understand something. And ABL, you said the same thing with the caller that's not listening and being ridiculous. He is innocent until proven guilty. These are allegations. 9 times out of 10, we already know what the indictment is. They're trying to do everything they can to keep him from having any kind of momentum to run for president. But the sad part is, the more they go after him, the more every day you got more people rooting for the man. I mean, right now, especially in the black community, conservatism is at an all-time high, you know, because people are waking up. People are tired. And people are tired because people want change. And people want change because they are tired of seeing people trying to play victimhood, and they're tired of seeing these suits trying to make people play victimhood so they can fuel their own agenda. We are supposed to be one nation under God. And until we continue to act this way, this is what's going to continue to happen. We're going to see more and more perilous things that we have never seen in our lives, because we've taken God out of everything. And it's disgustingly sad, because this is what this nation was built on, Christianity and God. And until we get back to that, ABL, this is where we at, bro. I'm just being 100 about it.
Right on point, man. Very well said.
But either way it goes, man, I know you don't have any kids, but I know you fathered a lot of channels that try to be like you, because there's only one ABL, man. So either way it goes, happy Father's Day, man, because you are a legend. And continue to keep doing what you're doing. You're going to hit that million, man, one way or the other. I keep bragging about you every chance I get, because you deserve it, man. You've been putting in work for a long time.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And enjoy your day tomorrow for sure, man.
Yeah, man, I will, man. And don't you worry. If you guys want to find me, he'll shout me out. Me and ABL have been going way back now for 2 years. He done came on my show. One of these days, I'll be on his show when he have a guest. I better be on there, ABL. I'm going to be sad.
I got you, man. No doubt. No doubt.
All right, brothers. Take care of yourself, man, and stay strong, man, and keep up the good fight.
All right, thank you for the call, man. I definitely appreciate you.
All right, bye, brother.
All right, shout out to my man, Joel Davis Media Network. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to him right now. Yeah, David Ray, his name is Joel Davis Media Network. He is right here on the YouTubes. You guys can sub to him right now. But that is the end of my show. I'm right at the end. Them 3 hours just went by like that. I feel like I just sat down and now we're at the end. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. Thank y'all for being here. Couldn't do the show without you. I'll be back live again on Wednesday, same bat time, same bat place, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern. And I'm here every day putting out pre-recorded videos. So y'all just, if you're not subscribed yet, I don't know what you're doing. Everybody should be subscribed that's watching this right now. But I got some super chats I'm going to read right quick, and then I'm going to go ahead and wrap it on up. Shout out to you guys for being here. Couldn't do the show without you. Thank you for watching, retweeting, super chatting, whatever you're doing. I really, really appreciate y'all for being here, for joining the show. Thank you to all the mods, keeping the trolls in check. Shout out to all you guys for just joining the show and being here. Couldn't do, there is no me without you, so thank you. And shout out to all the dads. Happy Father's Day early. Enjoy your day tomorrow, whether you get a pack of socks or a tie or a Harbor Freight drill is going to break in 2 uses. It's all good. Enjoy your day. All righty. And shout out to the super chatters here. Thank you to Jennifer1776, who says, try again with the video game controller. Thank you for that. Thank you to John Carter for your donation. Thank you to Michael Guest, who says, I still haven't seen the Build Back Better baseball cap, and you're not going to see one. They are not very enthusiastic about that person. Thank you to Zedrich's Kingsword for gifting out 10 ABL memberships. I appreciate you, boss. Thank you to Labra Bulls, who says, only morons take the opinion of lawyers as a fact, e.g. the contents of the the Supreme Court indictment or SC indictment. Lawyers know this. That's why Ivan would get on a jury. Thank you to Atomic Tabasco, who says BlackRock is evil. Thank you to Labra Bulls, who says intent is determined by a jury. Cummings a lawyer. If Cummings said her acts were intentional, it was his opinion. Only idiots take lawyer opinion as fact. Boom. And he didn't even say that it was not intentional. He said that a bunch of factors are taken into consideration, including intent, but he did not say that it was unintentional. See, people like Ivan just like to twist things and make it be whatever they want it to be rather than what it is. All right. What he did say specifically is that no reason prosecutor would take the case on. You know, that's what he said in black and white. All I can do is just read what he says rather than trying to read in between the lines and trying to assign things to him that he didn't say. Thank you to Labrable, who says, quote, Billy hates his own identity, you see, and he thinks that makes him a transsexual, but his pathology is 1,000 times more savage and more terrifying, unquote. Dr. Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lambs. Boom. Thank you to American Made for the #1 fan emoji. Thank you for that. Definitely appreciate you. And thank you to Feminine One who says solid content. Thank you for being here and supporting the show. Couldn't do it without you. But that'll be a wrap for me. I'll be back live again on Wednesday. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern, so right at 11 p.m. Eastern. I'll put this podcast up as audio only on your favorite audio streaming platforms, whether it be Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the description. I'll put that up tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. in the morning, Eastern time. And is that everything I got? That will be a wrap for me. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.